Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What did we do now? I hope we woke New York City up. That's the least. Just wake them up a little bit. Because that was the name of the show. All right? Um, Look, today's show is about the solution. This is the solution show. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to High School Basketball Weekly. I am your host, Glenn Poole Harding. And today, my co-host is still on assignment covering games for Made Hoops. So salute my guy, Brian Kirk, who is one of the top writers, if not the top writer for Made Hoops. So, brother, I know you're out there weathering the storm. Keep doing what you do. All right. But today is a very special show because it's about solutions. Yeah, we're going to talk about what happened the other night, and people are still getting over the clips that we just put up. Okay, I'm cool with that. But today, right, we have three very special guests. One is a New York City legendary point guard who is now an assistant coach at his alma mater, St. Raymond's, Coach Kareem Reed. All right. The next guest is a part of one of New York City's most influential voices in our media, point blank. He comes to us by ways of New York City prospects. That's right. You got to give it to them. Those guys over there. Salute to my guy Tone. Definitely some of our most influential voices in New York City basketball. All right. So we having our own Randy Millard coming to tap in with us. You know, he provided me a space on his show last year during that all city that city championship run that was happening last year. Again, salute to him. And lastly, we have a New York City great AAU coach and now director of one of the most influential junior high school camps in New York City, if not the number one. The ILTD Skills Camp director, Isaiah Lewis, coming to join us. So we're going to have some fun, man. We're going to have some fun and do what we do. You heard? So y'all just sit back, grab something to drink, grab your popcorn, because it's about to get real. All right? No doubt. Let's go. Hey, I guess we shut the city down the other night. Um, what up, Josh Cool? What up? Appreciate you. Little guys always on the check-in, always supporting. Oh yes, it's definitely about to be a good one. All right. And salute to the number one basketball head in all of the world. My guy Ayatollah Beats in the building. Well, if you guys been in the Rock the last couple of days, Friday, we had an awesome show. Coach Tiny Morton and Scooter Thomas, just talking about the state of New York City basketball. Now, I know a lot of people were triggered, and a lot of people was upset because there's a lot of calls made, a lot of conversations, a lot of group chats, a lot of phone conferences that took place between Friday and today. Some of those things were shared with me. Some of those things weren't. But I got a few myself. And listen, I'm not here to clear the air on anything. We stand on what we stand on. I let people come on this platform because I say this is the people's platform. You want to come on and have your voice heard? Come on the platform. That's all it's about. I'm not here to argue and debate with you. Nah, I'm going to let you speak your piece. As long as you're not too out of pocket and too disrespectful. But if you have a point to be proven, come on the platform. I'll allow you to have some time. Come on here and speak your piece. Because whether you like it or not, that one clip ruffled a lot of feathers. And it's crazy because there's a lot of positive things that was said, and you don't hear people jumping on the positive things, right? And I'm not saying what he said was negative. It's what people's perception is of what negativity is. No matter how many great things we do on this platform, I hear it from the people, so I'm not going to front like I don't hear it from the people. But you don't see it in the comments. You don't see people bigging it up in the comments when something positive happens, or what they perceive as being positive. A lot of times I do feel like, yeah, New York needs to get smacked in the face and need to wake up. Because we'll have, let's help the kids. Yeah, let's help the kids. And then that same coach you talking to, you going out to steal a star player. Let's keep it a buck. All right? Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold. And that's real. Dude to be right in your face, yes, my man. Words, my man. And next thing you know, he behind his back getting this star player. And we talking about, this New York brotherhood stuff, we need to keep it together. As soon as somebody say something you don't like, why should he say that? I just want y'all to think about that for a second. Excuse me. Bring Sebastian. He's going to get his time. Definitely. He'll have his own basketball head. So that's a whole different podcast, right? Basketball heads is definitely the company, and we reserve that for our legends. So Sebastian will be on here. We'll do this sit down with him face to face. Lincoln Brotherhood for life. Appreciate you. Oh yeah. All right. They gonna be on here in a few, man. He'll be on here like another 20-something minutes. So I'm waiting for my guest to pour in right now. So we got some time to talk and chat. Appreciate you, Joseph Brown, for sure. Yes, sir. That's for sure. Let you have your questions. Going to open up the questions and the lines for people. Again, if you want to come on the platform, just DM me your email. As long as you're not coming up here talking crazy, because we will block you and ban you off the show. So, getting back to what was said, for those people who don't remember what was said, I think I should just play a few of those clips till my guests get on here, and so you guys can see or hear what was said if you haven't already did so already. And look, harsh realities sometimes wake people up. Because I think sometimes we live in a fairy tale land and we don't want to accept the truth. I'm just going to keep it a buck. It's so sad too. Because everybody wants it their way. Everybody wants it to be so fine and dandy, but it's not. And it's not. And sometimes we got to shake the room up to get people talking. It's not enough people collaborating in New York City. It's not. It's not enough people collaborating in New York City. It's more hating going on than people working together. And that's a fact. Those people that's working against us, they're collaborating to work against us. But everybody talking that kumbaya, y'all, we gotta help. We gotta, we gotta look out for the kids. Come on, man, we gotta promote the kids. Word. As soon as you leave him, you're gonna get that kid for another coach and he'll be on your team. Word, now let's stomp that other team out. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk. Y'all want to talk, right? Okay. What's up, man?
First of all, happy Sunday. How's everything with you?
Everything's going well. I'm trying to get over this cold. At least I'm not coughing no more. I got a little nasal drip ahead. It's not gonna it's not gonna stop anything.
I know I'm not a doctor, but you get some black seed oil.
I did that. Yeah, I got that. I got all
that. I'm just man.
I appreciate that.
Facts, man, because the pharmaceutical companies, man, they trying to take us out.
and that's what I'm talking about, Randy. You got those group of people collaborating to take us out.
Yeah, man. I know what's going on.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate brothers like you who not afraid to collaborate, who not afraid to be like, yo, Pooh, come on, let's do this together. You know what I'm saying? What y'all got going on? We're going to come support y'all, yo. Come support us.
Facts, right? Man. Facts. Listen, man, I remember that time I told you, you could be a good guy. We got you on the other side.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Soon as something like this happens, I'm going to play it right now because I know you saw it already. But, soon like this, something happens, everybody gets all up in the twizzy. I'm like, damn, word? That's what it's about?
To me, besides stepping at Luha, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you will say Jelly fan because they prep school.
Yeah.
But the rest is like watching JV basketball.
Wow.
That's too hard. Yeah. I wish I had a whistle. I'd hit the whistle too.
Yo, hold on. Scooter, listen, I'm going to let you speak your piece, right? Whoa!
That was out of bounds. I remember I was doing out of bounds during COVID.
I'm just out of bounds. No. Can I say something?
Go ahead, bro. That's why we brought you up here so you can speak your mind.
And look, I don't know how that's too hard, right? And listen, I'm gonna tell you why. Listen, because look at a couple of New York teams just went out of town, right? St. Raymond's lost by 40.
They did.
First off,
go ahead.
There's a bunch of pause moments in that clip. So the one thing that we're going to do is we're going to forgive Tiny first and foremost. His statement.
That was hard.
Yeah, I was like, yo, Tiny. Tiny's a great yes. Flag on the play and everything.
That's right.
Scooter too. Scooter, Scooter went left with his comment. But the one thing I'm gonna say about Scooter, right? He's entitled to how he feels, but then it's like this. We have to applaud St. Raymond's for even going out of town and playing two teams who are reoccurrent in the USA Today Top 25 every single year. Faith and Family is an EYBL scholastic participating program. So for them to lose by 40, right? It happens. But at the end of the day, at least St. Ray's took those games, right? Then another thing is this. To even call our city JV basketball is kind of outlandish, and the reason is this, right? Boom. We are in 2025, 2026. We are on pace to have over 14 to 15 Division One commitments, right? And the crazy thing is, Mel is a part of that. One. Then, secondly, is this. We cannot bash New York City basketball because for the followers that we have, right, who are from out of town, who are from foreign countries, whatever we say to them might be law. So we can get online and say, yeah, New York City basketball is horrendous when it's actually not. But guess what? People have group chats, people send DMs, and people even interact with individuals who run brands. So it's one of them things where whatever someone says, it could become clip culture. And that's what's killing our New York City basketball. And the reason being because is this. How is New York City basketball, JV basketball, when we have some of the better players even in the Northeast and even in the country? How about you look at this past class, 2025, right? Even though we don't have the McDonald's All-Americans and we don't have the pros, we should harp on sending our kids to school. That should be the main thing. And if it's not Division One, it's Division Two, it's D3, NAIA, USCAA. At least these kids are going to school. That's my thing, right? And a solution has to come from the adults. We are the standards. We have to set the standards. So how we act online, it has to change. And it has to stop, because that one statement, it can actually take us back. But guys like myself and guys like you, we're not even going to allow that, because what our platforms entail is this: we preach positivity, right? And the one thing about NYC prospects, and I could say that, is we don't follow the whole algorithm thing. We don't. And that's
You
what
guys get
people,
a lot of flack. You guys get a lot of flack.
and the reason why is that because we're just authentic in what we do. Authenticity over algorithm. You feel me? A lot of people wouldn't even understand that, because so some people can't think, right? And it's to the point where we catch a lot of flack, and we like the flack because, hey, we set the standard when it comes to New York City high school basketball, right? Pooh, it's us, and then it's the other videographers, journalists, and there's even younger individuals who are partaking in what we do to uplift our culture, right? And the reason why we catch a lot of flack because we're not buddy with people. We just go to games and we watch the games and we analyze the game. We're not personalities.
I like that. I like that. I like that. But here's the real deal, right? Again, what you guys do, y'all shake up a lot of rooms, right? And I listen. There's always the big picture when I'm doing things, right?
Right.
Because y'all know there's not a consistency of clips like that comes on my platform. But I did it to see who's going to jump out the window first.
Right.
And who's going to be talking about the nonsense, because nobody was talking about this right here. Listen, this is another one that people didn't even watch this because, of course, their mindset.
Do you think public schools stand a chance? Now you
hold on. That's not it. That's not it at all. Nope. Hold on. Let me go back. Go back real quick, because
you have a whole gallery.
Oh yeah. Trust me. I have a whole.
Yo, Scooter.
Hold on. Did it save? I think it should have saved already. No, I haven't saved. Well, I'm gonna get to that clip, right? The clip was basically Scooter was talking about hold on, let me get this off.
I love Scooter.
But
that's really my man's, though.
Right? People caught on up to the JV thing and stuck on it. But they didn't go and watch the whole show where he was like, yo, I'm not talking about skill set. Talking about size.
Yes, we're in New York City, where it's the land of the guard and bigs come dime a dozen, right? And this is where we get caught up in this, right? And with the whole JV thing, I knew what Scooter was talking about, but it's this now, right? We have schools, both public and Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have bigs for real. We got kids 6'4", 6'5" and a half playing the five. When they get to college, depending on their skill set, depending on what school they're attending, depending on conference, they have to play another position. And this is why a solution is this that I want to introduce. How about we introduce positionless basketball and make basketball seamless? Because that 6'5" kid at 12, he might not grow. She might not grow. Introduce ball handling. Introduce learning how to play a multiple set of positions, right? Then we have this issue where, everybody wants a big, everybody needs a big to win. You have to rebound the basketball at all sizes and at all levels. Prime example, and I have to use this as an example, right? I watch Thomas Jefferson every year win games with a 5'9" power forward and a 6'1" center. And they're pressing teams out the gym and they're out rebounding teams, right? Okay. It's all about coaching at the end of the day. If you think about it, and Pooh, honestly, right? What's the difference? What's the difference between Catholic and that's public as of right now?
Right now,
Yes, what's the difference?
Besides stepping that is the exception, being the exception.
And and we could talk about stepping that because the one thing that stepping that has that a lot of Catholic schools don't have is resources and money on. How about we get to that? Right? It's all about fundraising in the Catholic.
That's the difference between the Catholic and public school.
Yeah. And listen, right? I am a big advocate of just New York City high school basketball. And at the end of the day, if you fundraise and you have the coaches who are very savvy in getting things done in regard to academically, socially, and athletically, of course, you're going to have the upper hand, right? But we have to honestly sprinkle all of that into all of these schools. Why not help a dozen kids opposed to one?
But that comes with collaboration.
Yes.
Which I started to say in the beginning. That's what I led off with. Collaboration, right? Because everybody, and I say this with the kumbayas and the coaches and the chats saying, nah, NYC prospect, you heard what they said, or you just heard what Pooh said on Basketball Heads, or what Scooter said, or what Tiny said.
Right.
And go still let teams start playing.
Stealing or that's borrowing.
I won't say steal, because that's wrong. That's wrong. Recruit that other teams start playing. Now I'm not saying kids don't have a choice. Randy, you froze up.
Okay, so I'm better now.
There you go. You back. Yeah.
Okay, so to counteract, that's your statement, right? When it comes to all this transferring stuff, and when it comes to kids, switching schools, right? At the end of the day, these kids have parents, and these parents have to sign documentation, right? So how can we be mad at a kid when at the end of the day it's the adult?
We're not mad at the kid. I'm not pointing at the kid. I said the coaches. We on the coaches.
Okay.
We're on the coaches. That's what I'm saying. Because at some point, these coaches are recruiting these players to come to their school as well.
And the parents are seeing that. And the parents are saying to themselves, why not? Okay. I want to know what's different from over here that's being done to what my child is partaking in now. So when it comes to these transferring edits and decisions, and it comes down to the parents, the guardians, the mentors, and even the handlers, because some people are diverse with the information and some people aren't aware of the information.
A lot of people aren't aware, and this is why the handlers and the kids kind of run the show. But what we talked about, right? What I was getting at is the collaboration, right? We can't scream collaboration if we are stabbing each other in the back and working against each other.
Yeah, and this
how can we collaborate and make New York City strong as a whole. And that's
So
what we're trying to talk about.
so the one thing that I can honestly say is getting to know people beyond their brand. Right. And this is how you and we know each other, not just our brand. Like we knew each other for a long time. Right. And this is right. And this is where people actually have to create foundational relationships opposed to just, oh yeah, that's my man at such and such. Oh yeah, she does such and such. No, how about you actually have conversation? You know that's with the person. And then we just have to eliminate the individuals who really just like sparking controversy, because it doesn't really help out New York City high school basketball in a sense. It honestly doesn't, and it puts us in a space where is that, especially with NYC prospects, is that, oh, they always have something to say. No, we're just stating the obvious that is occurring and that is happening, that's right now. And I have to give a big shout out to Tone, Two Claps,
No doubt,
right?
No doubt.
So when it came to the Two Claps report, the one thing that Tone said to myself and the CEO was this: we can make this thing into a phenomenon that the city will be able to think back and say, damn, they done something great. Our focus, especially his focus, is just for kids, student athletes, to have a platform where they can be seen and they can be heard. And Pooh, that's what you do a phenomenal job of. Dave Joint, like yo, I can name everyone who was partaking in this, and we don't do it for $1. We just do it because we love the game. And that's where people, haven't misconstrued, is that people might say, oh, NYC prospects and basketball heads don't get along. We get along very well, right? Because people don't know how we just are individuals who actually have conversations on the daily, right? And this is where, when it comes to social media and these clips, it's like, yo, y'all only watch these 30-second to 45-second clips and y'all creating narratives.
And not creating narratives on the positive, right? Mm-hmm. Not create, like, again, sometimes I do things to watch people just jump out the window, like, look at this, right?
Right.
Now, where are you when we talking about all the positive things? We're, broadcasting and interviewing players and putting the kids in a situation to interview where they may not have never been interviewed before, and this is kind of practice for them, or the write-ups, or the evaluations, or the rankings. Where are you when we highlighting these kids?
But then there's a lot of people who lack basketball knowledge, but that's a whole nother conversation for another day. So, perfect example, right? Eagle Brooklyn is in Cali right now, right?
Please, let's talk about this. Yes. Let's talk about this. Yes.
So they're in Cali. They lost their first game by 7. They lost their second game by 1. Then they played against Jason Crow Jr. in Inglewood.
Let's say that again. Just in case the people ain't hear it.
Okay.
Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
Pay attention. So right now, who's ever in the comments, who's ever watching, right? Write this statement down in your book or in your cell phone. What I'm about to say is this: listen to understand and not to reply. Listen to what I'm about to say. Eagle Brooklyn is in Cali right now. They just played 3 games. They lost their first game by 7. They lost their second game by 1, and they won their third game. Right? They played against Jason Crow. Jason Crow had 56. Whoop-de-doo. Of course, Jason Crow is one of the better scorers across the country.
He's number 1 scorer.
Eagle Brooklyn just beat them. Right? Understand. So they just played against a kid who might go to the league. Who knows, right? Because it's 24 hours in a day. Who knows? Right? We need to applaud them for that. We need to applaud the St. Rays. We can even applaud the Holy Crosses who went out of town and lost a couple games, right? At least they're going out of town just to showcase New York City basketball. Whether if you lose or not, there's a coach, there's a person, there's a scout saying, yo, that kid at such and such high school in New York can fit my program. That kid is a great kid. Kid is an awesome kid. And we got to stop watching scores. Yo, they lost by 40. You think Faith and Family won't beat another team in New York City by 40? And especially with the resources that they have and which we know that they have, like, make it make sense, yo. Make it make sense.
That should ruffle some feathers.
Make it like, yo, like, no. And the
no,
and the
listen, but look, I trust me, I agree 100% with what you're saying, right? But again, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about everybody else, right? Who jump out the window on these clips and stuff like that. Let's jump out the window and do the same thing when these kids do well.
Yeah, and this and pool, and you know what's done on our end, and the reason why I'm gonna scream NYC Prospects, because NYC Prospects is a brand that was birthed and that rose like a phoenix. We're probably one of the only brands that covers PSAL 1A. We're probably the only brand that might cover Staten Island Academy. We're for New York City. We're not just for a AA Catholic. We're for everybody. And if you see our page flooded with kids who we call scrubs, probably because of skill or probably as a term of endearment, we're giving that kid a chance to showcase their skills. That's what we have to do, right? I'm going to say it once again, authenticity over algorithm.
And this is why when I saw what y'all do in y'all space, right? I'm not doing competition there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do the whole city as a whole. So in there, you're going to have from 3A, 2A, or whatever, for the time, what I've done over the years. And I think for what you guys do, and we cover all the 1A, the 2A, the 3As, but you guys rank them. And I think that's another thing, right? A kid can see their school in some kind of placement where they know what, we count too.
Yeah, and and with those rankings, we've actually changed a lot of programs' trajectories. How about we just keep it a buck, right? Prime example program, Brandeis. There was only a couple of us dealing with Brandeis, right? Putting them in showcases, putting them in events, right? Now Brandeis is one of the most talked about programs in New York City high school basketball that's right now.
Yeah.
How about you think about Mariano? That's when he was at Lutheran, right? He's killing. Yeah, right. He's he's killing it. We can even talk about the Empire 8 Prep League. Kurt Jackson. I grew up with him. That's my best friend. He's at Broome Street. We could talk about Coach Cobb, St. Albans Prep. He created his own prep school for kids to get exposure, right? And we out here just trying to knock and critique in a negative manner New York City high school basketball. That's whack. OD whack to me, for real.
I think with anything, you have to have a balance, right? Because again, with all the positive that we're doing, we get our love in the streets. We get our love from the kids, right?
Right.
But those people who are in those comments aren't the kids.
It's the adults.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm sick of them.
Right. So that's what I'm talking about. And this is sometimes, I do things on our platform to shake the room up and get people talking. All right, so now y'all talking, right? Because everybody love to argue and talk, but where's the solutions?
Yeah, and one of the solutions I have is this: mind your business, right? Because these kids, listen, these kids, right? These kids, when I interact with them, these kids are some of the most highly intelligent, filled with common sense, know how to articulate themselves type of individuals, right? A kid just wants you to listen. You don't have to always say, yeah, back in my day when it was 7 McDonald's and 95 pros come from New York City. Bro, these kids don't want to hear that. These kids want to hear, how can you help me now? Right? And then what kills a lot of you adults is Google. So you going to lie about your career. A kid is going to Google your name and be like, you wasn't nice? My my uncle was nice. My uncle best friend was nice. So a lot of adults be fluffing their resume saying how they played here and how they did this and how they did that. And the kid go on YouTube and you was sitting on the bench clapping. And it's okay. But yo, you don't have to lie and be prideful about it. That's what I hate about adults too, yo.
And this is why I mess with my brother Todd Grant heavy, right?
Yeah, man.
Because
Big shout out to Ty Grant, man.
he put in the work, and he also is helping the kids. You know why? Team first is the solution.
Yeah, it is.
That's the solution.
And the great thing about first of all, let me speak about Ty Grant. I knew Ty Grant since I was like 11, 12 years old, right? Ty Grant has never changed. He will never change. But if you get to know him as a person, you'll
Yeah.
be like, damn, he's one of the most honorable individuals you'll probably ever meet,
That's a
right?
fact.
And I remember one time Ty was like, yo, I love what Tone and you do with NYC prospects. And I had to tell him, like, yo, when it comes to NYC prospects, it's a plethora of us. And I won't even mention names, but some of your favorite people are a part of the brand, right? And Ty was like, yo, y'all actually give kids a chance. That's what it's about. Give a kid a chance. Give a kid a chance. A perfect example. We just finished our event in Staten Island with Coach Red, right? Staten Island versus the city. One of the best events probably Staten Island will ever have, right? Will ever have. And the reason being because Coach Red, TG, and that bigger than basketball brand believes in NYC prospects. And we actually bring student athletes who've never been to Staten Island before, never been on a ferry, never took a bus over there. They can get a chance to see Staten Island, right?
Mhm.
Jacob Chase from Academy of American Studies. You know what I mean? Big shout out to Coach Will. He had 46,
Yep.
right? And he had 46 in front of, guess who? Kevin Daniels. Kevin Daniels gives him a write-up. Now, Jacob
Down with
Chase.
basketball heads. Salute Kevin
Yeah.
Daniels.
So now Jacob Chase from Academy of American Studies, he has D3s calling his phone. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. There's so much basketball in the city. You know, that's where it's that everybody can't play at St. John's. Everybody can't play at the Wagners. Everybody can't play at Manhattan. But if we have a kid who could play at City College, if we have a kid who could play at a Lehman, if we had a kid who could play at another D3 at a Brooklyn College, that's great. Because these kids are actually playing a sport that they love to play and they get to play at the next level. And not too many people are honoring that, in my opinion.
Yo, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
One of the programs who don't get any like spotlight shined on them about the things that they do with their kids is Brooklyn Collegiate. Brooklyn Collegiate sends all of their kids to college, no matter where it's at, from Brooklyn to Dominican, South Carolina State, Lehman, wherever there's a school that can accept a player, they're sending their kids there.
And the reason why Brooklyn Collegiate doesn't get talked about because Brooklyn Collegiate plays an ugly brand of basketball, right? And the reason why I say,
they haven't won a championship.
who I can't hear you.
But
Who I can't hear you.
Hello?
You was muted.
I
Pew.
don't understand that. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Hello?
Zay.
Hello?
Yo, I'm here.
Hold on.
Hello? 1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Zay?
I'm back.
I'm here. Yeah, I can hear everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. You hear me, Randy?
Yeah,
What
loud
up?
and clear. Yes.
All right,
So
cool.
Yeah, so what I was saying was Brooklyn Collegiate plays an ugly style of basketball, right? So a lot of people aren't going to be like, "Oh, this is sexy. This is magnificent." I watched the kid at Brooklyn Collegiate. I'm not even going to say his name. Shorty averaged 0.3 points a game, and he became a 4-year varsity letterman at a D3 institution.
Because they send all their kids to school. But we don't hear about that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, of course, we're promoting that. We're saying that. And there's a lot more positive than the BS that people are hooking their hooks on and blowing it up. My thing is, let's shake the room up so we can have conversation. Trust me, when I'm sitting back, if I miss y'all show, Randy, I'm listening, and I'm going I'm sitting there laughing the whole time through, like, because these are the conversations that need to be held no matter what people think.
Right.
And everybody not going to agree with you. But hold on, let me introduce our next guest, Isaiah Lewis. What up?
What up, what up, what up, man? What's going on?
Another influential guy in the New York City.
Introduce Isaiah Lewis. His resume speaks for himself.
Nah, for sure. I just want to let the
Appreciate you,
people
bro.
know
Appreciate it.
he on the flyer and everything like that.
Yeah,
I know
my
people
boy.
seen it, but he just stepped in the room, man. What up, Zay?
Man, nothing, man. You know, I just want to catch up. You know, I got
Mhm.
some stuff to say myself, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, just
Right.
want to catch up with y'all.
No doubt. Hey, yo, Joe, I see you in the building. Joe said, yo, Randy, is my team, do my team look like a JV team?
Yo, listen. Hey, yo.
Oh, yeah, I
Joe's.
seen that. Somebody made a comment about that. Yeah.
It was me.
that-
It was me who said it. Yo,
uh,
let me tell you something. Joe Brown does a phenomenal job with that team, right?
Salute to Joe
And
Brown, man.
Joe and Joe Breezy.
and I could say this about Joe Brown. His coaching skills are as good as advertised. And those kids really lock in with him and they understand him, not only as a coach, but as a person. But that PSA 8th grade team, man, listen.
Yeah.
Yo,
Get it together. If you want to play them, you got to get it together.
Joe
Yeah.
and everything that he's doing around the city. I remember he was at Monroe at Jefferson in this viral clip that I had that went viral. And Joe is getting his points across. He laid on the floor, was begging on the floor to get his point across to a kid. He
dive on the
gonna
floor.
do whatever it takes to get that point across to his kids. And he's a great motivator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of kids. So salute, Joe.
Yeah. I seen that Butcher Caller Pop said stepping that, right? I was talking about that, stepping that. That was, I mean, that was crazy to say, you know what I mean? And you know, I you know, we always talk. And I'm a firm believer in New York City. You gotta talk about New York in a different era space because it's different eras. Like my era was, you know, me, Omar, Whitehead, the 2010s era. I'm the 2010, 2011. That's a different era than Omar Cook and those guys, Eric Barkley and those guys, and then Steph Marbury and Curry. I said there. So I'm only speak on what my pops may tell me or what y'all may tell me about those guys, right? Or when I look it up, YouTube, whatever the case is. But I can't thoroughly speak on that. Like I can't. So I'm saying so, but I could go on and talk about my era, about how I felt like I was this or that team felt like, you know what I'm saying? Because I played against the guys, whatever the case is. When you go and say something like that, it's just like, because you know what I mean? Now you discrediting all of the schools and the body of work that they put in for all, like, you can't say those two teams. Like, you can't do that, man. Like, you just discrediting everybody. It come off a little, especially knowing his son had to grind to get to where he got to. You know what I'm saying? It's like Rippy Pop saying that, it's a little different story. Because like, it's tough. Even though I wouldn't agree with it.
Right.
Rip on a different level, a different tier. But Mel Pies just like, we had to see him come up, bro, and like through New York. He had to do that through the city. And we had to make sure we pumped him through the city. So to kind of like, you know, now that he's solidified, he got his school and all that. I don't know if Pop's sitting on his high horse because of that. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna speak for him.
Yeah, I don't really think it's a high horse.
It's not a it's not a high horse.
Definitely not a high horse.
Okay,
say that. And the reason why we wanna give him that space to speak is because he was able to navigate well through those situations and still end up
for sure
with a scholarship that
absolutely
him.
Absolutely.
And I think too, when you start to listen to the rest of the interview, he does say, yo, I'm not talking about skill set. I'm talking about body type, right? And that's a whole nother conversation that me and Randy was just having, right?
Yeah.
Whether you agree with it or not. But once you start to mention, you know, the stepping acts and St. Ray's and what happened to them, then it becomes something else because you lose people with the original message.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and this, but then it's this though, right? So for all of us who, you know, who attended undergrad out of state, you see your peers, your teammates, they're coming from different areas in the country. I went to Norfolk State, right? I went to Norfolk State. I graduated in 2009.
Shout out Rob Jones. It's my
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. So Rob was there in his first year, right? When I was there, our head coach was Anthony Evans, right?
Yep.
Division I basketball, because I seen it at a lens on the baseline, right? I wasn't playing, like I would interact with them, but just hearing about the things they had to do to get there, right? Some of our New York City kids, they get so burnt out, and they're like, you know what? I don't want to hoop anymore. And especially when it comes to like body size and mass and stuff, a lot of those athletes are playing 2 to 3 sports. Football from July to December, then it's straight to basketball season. Bodies are different. Mindsets are different. Less distractions as well. Yeah, think about it, Pooh and Zay. Like honestly, think about it, right? New York City is one of the only spaces, right? Besides some other urban areas where you have to take public transportation to school.
Yeah.
That's a distraction. Think about it. You 15 years old and you got to get on a train at 6:30 a.m., right?
Yeah.
And it's the train station, and it's the train station known in your hood to beat up people, rob people. But guess what? You hoop, so you okay. But guess what? There's somebody who might not know who you are who will try you. So our kids walk into school doing this. Like, that's messing up your mindset, bro. Like, come on.
Right. And it's funny. It's funny. That's why I like kind of glad I'm up. It's funny because you're talking about that Division I space. It's like people don't understand. You got so many kids trying to get to just that. And it's like it's more than that. And I didn't know that because y'all know like all the things I went through. But I ended up playing Division II basketball my last year. And I didn't understand. Like I probably played my best basketball in college at my Division II, which is a high level Division II. But it was like at first I'm stiffing my nose, like, you know what I mean? Because like we talking about, I'm going to Temple out of junior college. My mindset is like, yo, I'm here. All I gotta do is get 10 points and I'm going to the NBA. I already got the name, right? And it's like, oh, now I'm like, hold on, wait. I'm not playing the right way. I'm used to a certain way of playing. I just want to score and play fast and all of that. And Fran Duffy, who's probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame at some point, is like, nah, like we woke the ball up. And now like we run the play, the whole entire play. I'm looking at him like, I'm looking at Aaron McKee like, yo, come on, you recruited me, you brought me here to, and he can't really say much. He's like, bro, I don't. So now it's like, oh, wait. It's not about the cross, step back. It's about run right through and run it all the way through and get it to the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so now I had to realize that. And it was like a different type of tier to me because I was used to, I'm a 6'3" point guard at Christ. I can take bad shots. I can do whatever I want. Right? Then go to junior college. They still let me do whatever I want. Then go. So now I'm like, hold on. What you mean I can't just say fuck the play and go with like what? What are you talking about? So, you know what I mean? It's and kids aren't mentally, they aren't there yet because they're not being coached that way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you really got to be able to be coached and sit down and explain to these kids, like, nah, listen, you know why I'm not letting you go get 30? Because in college, you're going to be a 15, 5-5 guy because they got a junior, they got a sophomore, junior that's getting 30, that's All-American, that you're going to have to go give the ball to. So I think we should, coaches should start emphasizing that more. Like, if I think that kid could go play Division II, Division III, NAI, Division I, whatever, let's start translating his game. Like, yo, that kid might be, he's 6'2", he's scoring a lot of points for us, but at the next level, he probably gonna have to be a point guard. All right, well, let's start, you know what I'm saying? Let's start making sure we work on 30 minutes of ball handling, pick and roll stuff, making reads, read and reacts, all of that stuff, so that way he's ready for that type of stuff in college. I didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole other story.
And to even, hear your statement and, and hear the passion in your statement, right? There's some schools who only get 6 hours of gym time throughout the whole week, and that's 5 days. You feel me? And then it's one of those things, that's where it's like, even as a former college coach at BMCC, right? There's some coaches who don't know how to articulate that and put that in a plan where it can be executed. Yeah. So, so the great thing about our brand is, right, we actually watch basketball. And we actually watch coaches, and we always hear the, that's the same names come up as some of the better coaches in the city, right? So in this time, I'm gonna give a big shout out to my man Brian Shea at Adam Street, right? Brian Shea at Adam Street, He told me straight up, he said, yo, if I had the ability to coach at the 4A, I know I can flourish, right? I'm watching him at his 2A school send kids to SUNYACs and CUNYACs. And they're 1,000-point scorers leaving their CUNYACs and SUNYACs. You know what I mean? Another person on Staten Island, Danny Lee, CSI McCowan. He's one of the best X's and O's dudes I've seen in the last 5 to 6 years. And he does it with less talent. Because the problem with New York City, right, when we so focus on the coach who gets the most talent or on the coach who gets, all the better skilled players, when at the end of the day, it's all about developing them into a product. It's about developing them into a product where we can say, damn, I remember when that kid, he couldn't take 2 hard dribbles left and shoot. Right. That was easy. Now it's routine. But one of the bigger problems in the city is gym time, bro. You know what I mean? Because
that's big. See, I didn't know that. Yeah, that's big.
Yeah,
that's big.
Yeah. And the
person went over at Epic South. That's why he left.
Damn, fool, you wasn't supposed to say that, but that's why you said it.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So it's it's this. Yeah, so it's this, right? When you look at gym time and and how prevalent it is, right, and how it's needed to really get your team to the next level, right? There are really some schools who don't get gym time, and they're just rolling the balls out. And then there's some schools who are just teaching what 2-2-1 diamond press. But then when you go undefeated in your division and you beating everybody 80, and then you play a team that's 8-8 from the Bronx,
right?
And they and their 8-8 is a winning season because that Bronx division is full of some of the better teams in the city. You like, damn, I went 14-0 for what?
Yeah,
I'm on the train after the playoff game, dropping off my uniform at the school, and the school safety lady isn't letting me in because she don't want to get up because she's tired.
Yeah, word. Word, yeah.
Career over, man. Career over. That's the damn shit. Let me read some of these comments on Instagram real quick.
Got you.
We're not doing that. Only be me. Jeff said collaboration over competition. Enough for everyone.
Jeff. That's my man.
Tone said in this day with social media, if a kid is good, he will get noticed no matter where they play.
That's a fact.
Said
Canarsie Tone.
Yeah. Jeff said you ain't missing nothing, just talking about how these delusional adults need to chill.
Facts.
Yeah.
OD.
He said as long as you get into college, that's all that matters. BK Tone, salute, appreciate you. Coach Juju said also need to be honest with our student athletes. Not everyone can play D1 or D2. Nothing wrong with JUCO, D3, or Cooney.
Yeah. Wait, so question. So is that Coach Juju from Lincoln?
Juju BK, Coach Juju BK. I'm not sure.
He was dead nice. That's what I'm gonna tell you.
Juju Marbury?
Oh, no. That's not Marbury. That's not Marbury.
Nah,
that's not.
Nah, listen, if that's the head JV coach from Lincoln, he was dead nice. He was dead nice. Dead nice.
Probably so.
Dead nice. Big shout out to Juju.
I think too though, right? I think the demographic has changed. So I know, and like I said, I'm going off my era.
Mm-hmm.
Where you went to high school mattered in terms of like I played with a guy like by the name of TJ Curry, right? You got probably know, well, Randy probably know who TJ Curry is. TJ ended up going and playing at Marist, played with Gauchos with Omar or whatever the case is. He picked up Marist from Christ the King. Because we had just 1-2 in a row. Obviously, we getting all the pub. He picked up Marist from Christ the King. So I'm saying that to say, I don't like college coaches and all of that stuff. It's about the AAU program now. Like, I'm even helping some of these kids still to this day. And like, I'll call or whatever. And it's like, yeah, who they playing AAU with? It's not like where they going to high school. So I know, things have changed with the NIL and the colleges want the older kid now or whatever the case is. But my question is if, the importance of where you went to high school was still relevant, because I don't think it is. Does that matter? Like, for instance, like if the kid Swan, right, if he stays there at Jefferson, right now, right? And the PSAO was just maybe Lincoln was the old Lincoln, and maybe Boys and Girls was the old Boys and Girls, and whatever. Does him staying matter? Because now the narrative of I want to go play against whatever better whatever. I'm not speaking for him, but I'm just saying, like the narrative of how it may look. Certain people may say, "Yo, he needed to leave because of the competition or because of whatever else it may be." So I don't know.
I would honestly say this, right, about that situation. Things happen, things have to be done. You feel me?
For
And
sure.
there's some things that is beyond our control, right? But in your era, I wouldn't say schools mattered, because do you remember Ramel Brown from Transit Tech?
Yes.
All right, he went to Transit, right? And I remember this like it was yesterday. Ramel's from my neighborhood. Our families grew up together, right? I remember him saying, "I'm going to Transit," and everybody laughed, like, "Oh, you going to Transit? Yada yada yada."
Right.
And I'm in the park, like, have y'all seen Mike Perazzo coach? That's the perfect coach for him, right? And I watch Ramel Brown have coaches shitless. Tiny's on that list too. Tiny, Mike Beckles, Todd, all of them coaches back then knew who Ramel Brown was. So it's not really about school. It's about who's going to find you and say, "I'm gonna take a chance," right? And I remember, even watching you and your triumphs, and even in your
You
growing
cut out.
pains,
You cut out.
right?
You cut out.
Who, me?
Damn, let me see.
I'm right here.
I can hear you, Pooh.
Hold on. Yo.
Nah, I can't hear you, Randy. I can't hear you. You try to refresh. Yeah, probably gotta come back.
Yo.
Nah, I hear you, Randy.
I can't.
Hold on.
Damn. Do I need to come out and leave?
Go out, come back in.
I'm gonna leave and come back.
I'll do that joint. Hold on. I just click the joint?
All right, my guy Push by Puff said, "I'd rather a D3 basketball player than a scammer, dope boy, or shooter." Push. Ty Grant said, "No such thing as a solution. Solutions are needed, plural." I agree, Ty. I agree. So a lot of these kids, Jeff said, a lot of these kids do look malnourished. And like they never had heard of a push-up. Okay, so we talking about the size matters, pause, and the kids. Randy, you there?
Yo, I'm good now.
Yeah, you good.
Yeah. So what I was saying, even to like Isaiah Lewis' point, right? I watched him in his triumphs. I watched him in his growing pains, right? But there was never not one time he stopped playing basketball.
Yeah, see, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? And I'm gonna take it back. I remember and it used to be so crazy because big shout out to NYHoops.com, Maurice Wingate, Zach Liebert, and that's how much I'm really entrenched in this game, because I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Isaiah, no? I used to have the waves. I used to be cool. I'm still cool, but damn.
Hold on,
but it's like,
hold on, time out. Send me the picture with the Randy with the waves.
I got you. I
need that
today.
sure.
I got you. I got you today.
Sure.
But it's like, I watched Isaiah go through his triumphs and his growing pains, and he never stopped playing basketball. I remember the day when he left CTK. Remember that day like it was yesterday. It was a big debacle, and I remember all them times they used to compare who's better, him or Terrence Samuel, and y'all was on the same team, right?
Yeah.
Crazy. You see, Pooh, that's how much I'm entrenched in this shit.
So he shook up New York City similar to what Swan did when he left CTK.
Oh yeah. In my era, I was the first one.
He violated. He just said, "Yo, I'm out." What you mean? Like,
yeah,
right?
I was the first one. I in terms of like, I don't like talking about like rankings and all that. I was higher, but I was the first one. But so that's why for me, it hurts me a little bit more. I'm gonna tell y'all what right now, right? Because after I did it, I watched Kofi do it. Tyson do it, right? All those people do it. And I'm thinking, yo, like, I'm talking about from the post, everybody killed me. I'm talking about it was times my moms was crying, reading them, like, he's this, he's that, right? And I get the dynamics. You don't just leave a Christ the King, especially at that time, who I was, forced to all that stuff, whatever. You don't just leave like that, right? And I go, okay, I see this next kid leave, they're gonna kill him too. And then the fact that I don't see that, but I also see those kids getting saluted by the school that I left that killed me. It's like, bro, what? Like you're saying, like I was seeing, like they getting posted by the school, and I'm like, yo, I thought it was supposed to be the same way. Like I thought they were supposed to go through the same thing I went through, and that never happened. So it's like sometime I run through these things in my mind, like, was it because of the era that I left in? Was it because of like I don't understand that. Like I'm talking about 3-4 kids I can name right now that was like getting saluted, quote unquote, after they, and it's just like, hold up, the math not mathing. When I did it, I got killed. Got the art, I got everything still in my phone to this day. Just to look back to see how far I came. Like, damn, they went crazy. I was only 16. Like, damn.
Yo, Zay, we're not
But the reason why
now. Isaiah Lewis story coming soon. Basketball.
Yeah.
Whole different platform. Go ahead.
But I can say in the media space while you was getting killed, because you have to understand, point guards never left Christ the King like that. Like you was in a space of, like think about it. You was a starting guard at CTK, right? And you just left. So people were confused, like, why is he leaving? But the thing I didn't agree with was with them killing you in the paper, right? And the reason why I didn't agree with it, because at the end of the day, with kids, I mean, you was a kid back then. And then this is where I fault a lot of media adults, when it's like, yo, we have to post with integrity, and we have to post with the understanding of, is this student athlete in the mental space of handling that?
Yeah.
Right. And because basketball used to be fun back then. You remember how fun it was? Because you know why? Wasn't no clicks, wasn't no views, it wasn't no reach. It was fun, and everything was just like word of mouth. Like, yo, so like you hearing about such and such transferring, yo, like you hearing about such and such transferring. Like I remember vividly when Severian almost lost their whole program because all them kids transferred out. And that was and that was a big thing. But guess what? None of those kids got killed in the paper.
Right. Yeah. The story gonna be crazy. I'm telling you. And this time I ain't holding it back. I ain't holding it back.
And you got as much time as you want. Yo, Coach Joe Brown said he got a question for Zay. You still there, Joe?
Don't answer it.
Yeah, depending on what it is, man. Yeah, Scott Breezy, man. That's my guy too.
Yeah. So I have a question. That's for both of y'all, right? When you look at New York City basketball from the standpoint of talent and skill, do you think we're in a great space, or do you think that we're in a bad space?
You want to go, Zay? Then I'll answer.
So I think that our top of the top are really good. Our bottom of the bottom are really bad, right? It's not too many in betweens. What I mean by that is like, we'll talk about, obviously we'll bring up the step and X and all of those, right? They are the different, then we'll go PSAL, the Jotters and all of them, right? Cool, whatever. Then we'll go with the bottom of the bottoms, the schools that, probably won't even get mentioned because we know they're just bad, right? The middle pack schools, would you consider Canarsie a middle pack school in those kids or top tier? PJ, Christian, I don't know. Would you consider the middle? Or, you see what I'm saying? Like it's
they top tier in the PSL, yes.
PSL they're top tier, right? So like now, I would want to know like where's that middle ground level of kids where it's like, yo, if he does this and that, he might could be a whatever division player, or yo, if they do we have a lot of those kids and like in that chunk? You know what I'm saying? Because we know that the top tier are going to do what they're going to do. We know the bottom is like, they ain't good. So they're going to.
We do.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
We do. And a player that I can name is Phil, who went to Transit. Never seen a tick of time at Transit Tech. He went to JUCO, then went to Morgan State and become one of their all-time leading scorers. And
There we go.
then he played for the Westchester Knicks. So
There we
it's
go.
really just all about like how can we market a kid, right? How can we promo a kid? So one of the best kids I ever coached in my life is from Coney Island, and he's not a Telfair and he's not a Marbury.
Okay.
Shaquille Davis. Let me tell you
Shaq.
something. Let me tell you something about
One of
Shaq.
my best friends. Yeah.
When we was coaching with Metro Hawks, I watched Shaq throw it on a 6'10" kid
Oh
at an
yeah.
Indian game in Boo Williams,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's one of those kids that will forever stick with me because if that situation don't occur, he's somewhere making a ton of pesos, right? And and even talk about your statement with those kids being at the bottom. The reason why that bottom talent is at the bottom because think about it. I just did a podcast with Haran Hargrave, right? Him and Wavy Walker, and I was like, yo, some kids. I'm like, yo, yeah, I'm like, yo. At the end of the day, some kids use basketball as a hobby.
Right.
Some love it enough. It could be their dream. So it's like we got kids who are very serious in certain situations that they can't get out of because of a parent might say, "I don't care about basketball, but you're in this school because academically they're one of the better
Right.
schools across the 5 boroughs." So as a kid who wants to say, "Yeah, mom, I go to the Academy of Fine Arts and Media, and
Yeah.
my GPA is a 3.8." No, because academically, you have a better chance to get an academic scholarship opposed to a basketball scholarship.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's real like that.
Now, hold your question again, Randy.
When you think of New York City basketball, talent wise, do you think it's in a good space or that's a bad space?
Um, I think it's in a good space, right?
Mhm.
But when we talk about talent across America and what I was able to see, especially at the top 100 camp, I think we had 8 kids down there from New York City, right?
Mhm.
And all of them they actually did well.
Right.
Jada, I think he was kind of I think at that time he was kind of hurt, but you saw that he belonged, right?
Right.
Um, but one of my things was the big message that I had after leaving there was uh, us being in the gym, getting our bodies right, and being able to compete on a physical level and on a mental level. Because a lot of those kids, and again, there were bits and pieces from all over. They had kids
Right.
from all over the world
Mm-hmm.
there
Yeah.
at that camp. Um, were we able to hang? Yes. Were we able to do our thing? Yes. You know, uh, from Dylan Mingo, of course, Ron, you got Musa from Luha, right? You got Lucas Murillo was down there. Josiah Jervis did very well, right? These some dudes competing with the best talent in the city, and I think we had one from the Catholic school and one from the PSCL. That was Jada and Josiah. Everybody else was from prep schools and those high power schools, the Blair Academies
Right.
and Luhas. So again, do we have to help and promote those others, right? When we get
Mhm.
one, right, we can promote them so everybody can kind of if we don't promote them, nobody don't know about them.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
But I do think New York is in a good space, and I believe that we have some great ball players here that definitely need to be highlighted a little bit more from across the board. And
Mhm.
if we do our job, everybody else will know about them.
Yeah, and you have to honestly think about the resources that our schools deal with. Let's speak on the Department of Education side. A lot of the schools in the PSAL, they are campus schools. So now you're in a school, Isaiah and Pool. You have 6 different schools, 6 different academic requirements, and you have to share one gym just for fifth ed class, right?
I didn't
Then
know that part. Yeah, that was crazy.
and then see, but this is where it gets real critical, right? And this is what people don't understand. There are guidance counselors who are equipped with knowing the NCAA clearinghouse, and then there are some who are not. We have guidance counselors who are more equipped with pushing kids. I mean, I'm not gonna say pushing, but graduating.
No,
Their
no, 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 no. We in
Yeah.
the schools. We in the schools. Let's keep it
okay.
a buck.
So listen,
Let's keep it a buck. A lot of
listen.
them are just pushing kids through.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And so listen though, right? And
And
the reason why
90% of them have no idea what the NCAA
right.
qualification is.
Clearinghouse. Yeah.
So now with DOE schools, right? When it comes to guidance counselors, it's behavioral, social issues, right? You got
Yeah.
the BIPs, you got the 504s, you got the IEPs. That stuff you got to deal with. I don't want to talk to this kid, but then I do, who's our star player who has Maris, Iona, and probably like Sacred Heart, right? And I'm like, yo, I can't help you right now because I gotta make sure that this graduating class gets through. So it's really behavioral over athletics at certain schools and at some schools. I'm not going to name them, right? But then on the Catholic end is this easy breezy because they know what they want, they know what they need, and they get it done.
Uh-huh.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's all it is because you got to think about it. There's no way, right? There's no way Catholic and public can compete when it comes to commitments and stuff. Because how many Catholic schools are in the are in the whole league in itself, from AA all the way to B?
Probably like what, 40, 45, 50?
31, 32.
Okay.
How many schools participate in the public school athletic league?
And
200
they
and
in
something.
hundreds, right? In the hundreds?
270 something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's a numbers game at the end of the day. It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
And to be quite frank, the PSAL has done a better job in trying to get kids into school. They're trying, bro. They're trying, but at the end of the day, it's platforms like ours. It's your camp, Zay, who can really uplift these kids. It's about creating those phone calls,
Right.
creating those relationships, fostering those relationships.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a
Yeah.
fact. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got me looking now.
What is
I'm
mad
right here.
questions?
Yo. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14 questions? Sheesh.
No. We talking about I'm counting the schools.
Oh,
15,
okay.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Captain schools, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah,
24,
yeah.
25, 26, 27, 28.
You know, but that was always a
30.
stigma though.
Woo!
That was always a stigma. Like, I guess even back then, like, you know, my pops used to always tell me playing at Lincoln, you know, he played with Steph, Sean Reed, Butchie. He said
Mhm.
just going to junior. Yeah, he said back then just going to junior college, you was like you made it. Like just going to junior college, just saying you go to whatever CC. So
Yeah.
it was like, and then compared to the Catholic school, even back then, it was like, you know, the Christ the King, whatever, they going to Speedy and all of them, whatever. So I don't know if that was just something because it was a public school and that name of stigma of it being public school. I'm not sure, but that is kind of, you know, that is kind of crazy a little bit to think of that. More school, because you would think more schools, more players get more opportunity.
No,
That's what you
listen,
would think.
it's so crazy, right? You know, again, PSL leave it up to us to get the players of the week, player of the month, right? They don't highlight their program, their program and their players, so that's why, and they kind of leave it to us to do
Right.
that. And I know in hindsight they like, damn, they got all these media platforms out there. Why
We don't need to do it.
do it?
We don't need to do it.
But
Yeah.
the Catholic school, they're doing it because I guess there's only 30 schools. There's only but so many schools that they have to worry about.
Right.
But when you have the biggest league in the country, PSL is the biggest league in the country.
Mhm.
The largest by far.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
how do you not contract guys like basketball heads and NYC prospects to do that?
Yeah.
We
yeah.
already And
I know,
but
I know we're doing it, but
yeah,
again, y'all got a budget. Y'all can contract that.
Oh yeah. They should be able to. Yeah. Put the
I would.
PSAL joint on there. Have y'all just go to like some different games of the week, game of the week, whatever. Because I remember like whatever
We
happened
do
at
that on our
MSU
platform
varsity.
just because.
Yo, MSG varsity, yo. We used to be. I'll never forget. MSG varsity. I'm a sophomore. Corey Edwards gets suspended for 2 months. Mike Quick is at the joint. We got the game of the week. The whole MSG joint is on the joint. I go get 17 and 5. Mike Quick say he the best sophomore in the city. I go, everything went up from there. What happened to that, Mike Quick? You got the equipment in the I don't know, man. Well,
It's
like
no, it's there. It's there, and we have to pull. We have to do this because this young man always found us at the right time.
Sage Media
Sage Media
Solution.
Solutions, boy.
mm,
Big shout out to Andre Johnson, and the thing Zay about him is right. You know, his staff isn't like a lot in regards to numbers, but the quality of work that he does is amazing. And then you
right.
have to think about, that's like this. Think of the NBA. Not every NBA team.
Gets coverage.
Yeah, I mean, no, I mean they get coverage, but not a televised game, right?
Nationally. Yeah. Right.
And that's Sage Media Solutions for us because every time it's the PSAL, he'll call my phone, he'll call Pooh phone and be like, "Yo, I need y'all two to do this. I need y'all two to do that," and
Right.
it gives Mike Quick probably an understanding of like, wow, like I should have had more analysis. I should have had more reporters. I should have had,
Right.
more trainings of, doing some more collab work because
Right.
that's what we do.
Mm,
You think about Maurice Wingate. I worked for him,
mm,
Rob
mm-hmm,
White,
mm-hmm.
and NYHoops.com,
Yep.
Ravi. That's my boy Cal Henry. You used to see us all the time, Zay. You
Yep.
seen us. You seen us out and about at these games. So that's where, right, I felt like Mike Quick, if he would have been like, you know what? I'm a hire Randy. He's 23,
Right.
24 years old. He knows the landscape of the city. I'm gonna show him how to do this. It'd have been a no-brainer. And MSG varsity, it would still be relevant. And we even
Yeah.
have to give a shout out to like Zach Liber. Zach,
Mm-hmm.
the New York Post. I remember when Zach used to be like, man, I don't know. I'm like, Zach, you just gotta go to the game. You're
Right.
good. You feel me? Dave's joint. He's doing an amazing job. Dave travels on his own dime.
On his own dime. Yeah, that's
He's
crazy.
traveling now. He was hit me up. He's like, yo, I'm gonna watch the show as I'm traveling. Where's he traveling to? And I had Mike Quick on the show, right? So Mike
Mhm.
Quick,
I
my
wish
great
he was
friend,
on here, man.
he
Cause oh man, Mike Quick, man.
yeah, he was traveling. Dave was traveling down to Philly. Mike saw what I was doing,
Mhm.
scrolling down my page, said, yo, I looked at some of the stuff that you're doing, and you guys are doing an amazing job over there. I wish the MSG had believed in it still, that it would be basketball and sports would be even bigger. The reason why
Right.
he left because they was cutting back. Now it's crazy, right? When the PSL situation happened with Jefferson South Shore Eagle Academy back in a couple of years ago, 2000, was it 23, 22?
It was one of them
With the
years.
kids ineligible, right? That was
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
That shit was in the paper and the news. And that's
Mm.
what I'm talking about. When something negative happens,
Yeah.
everybody there to jump out the window. But
Yeah.
when something positive happens, man, we don't give a fuck about that shit.
Conquer and divide.
We
Conquer
don't
and
give a fuck
divide.
about that.
Yeah.
And this is why I say a lot of times, sometimes you got to shake the room up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
got to shake the room because everybody's, sitting on their phone dormant. They're looking at a fight. They're looking at something that just happened, an argument. They're looking
Mhm.
at, academics talk about the latest hip hop beef. They're looking for some excitement. And then for the basketball, it's like, oh, the same story, same shit.
Right.
But let somebody say something that goes off the track a little bit. Everybody's in the uproar.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Crazy,
Right?
man.
It's and I got to do this. Make sure I get up to the Bronx and cover Ty's platform. I got an interview, amazing interview coming out with Ty Grant. I'm holding it for Christmas Day.
Mm.
We did it months ago, but I'm saving this joint for Christmas Day
I'm sick of that
Everybody
old
home.
man.
Ty Gunn. Oh, he be the one wilding on the class kids.
No, no,
I
no,
seen
no,
it.
no, no. Nah,
Nah.
I'm gonna say this. He don't be wilding, and it's like this, right? Boom. With Ty, right? Ty has a fine understanding of playing high level basketball.
That's
What a
a
lot
fact.
of people don't know is Ty was cut, one of the last cuts for an NBA organization. Ty just started playing basketball at like the age 15, age 16.
Mm,
Zay,
mm.
just crazy story. Your man wasn't hooping. He was outside, literally outside, right?
He was
He starts
outside.
hoop. Listen, yo, Zay, he starts hooping, right?
Mm.
He goes to Riverside Church and starts on the national team.
Off the rip, just
Off the rip, right? After that, he kills at Grady. Then he goes to St. John's.
Hold on,
Then,
before that, the boy
mhm.
was taking, I think he was taking day and night classes to catch up because he was
Yeah,
behind 2
yeah,
years.
oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah. He was,
Then took his SAT. I'm not gonna tell the whole story. Boy took his SAT, killed it, then had to take it in front of the NCAA twice
yeah, twice.
Wow.
because they didn't
Yeah.
believe he was that
They didn't
smart.
believe it.
Oh, and then
Wow.
look, and
Wait till
then
y'all
look,
hear this story.
right, and then is this though, right? About Todd Grant. You go to St. John's. You have a very good career, a very good
Mhm.
career. You play overseas for a ton of years. You try for the A, and you the last cut, right? Then you come back home and you like, what should I do? He starts his own non for profit, bro.
Mm,
He's
mm,
employed. He's employed a dozen of people that we know personally, right?
okay.
So when it comes to his approach and stance of basketball, he understands it at a high level.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
And
Yeah,
and,
that's
and
5 man. That's 530
yeah,
man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
facts. And guess what? And 530s another one who just has a higher level of intelligence of when it comes to basketball. So to the outside looking in, if you don't know those people, you can say, "Oh, he's wilding, he's wilding." No,
Yeah.
he's speaking his truth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see, cause I'm they Nate Blue gave me the name. I'm Tom Kachowski in middle school.
Yeah, you
That's your
are.
name. So I get the DMs so crazy. So he be the reclass and they'll send them to me like, yo, I don't react because that's not what I'm trying to get at with
Mhm.
those kids, because that's a different story. But I'll be seeing his comments and I'll be like, yeah, I'll be laughing at some of them because they be true. I can't repost some of them because I don't hurt no feelings, but it just be like, yo.
Yeah, but it's not more so hurting feelings with Todd. It's just giving people of understanding
Yeah, the
what we
real.
have. No, is this what we have to go up against behind closed doors with these brands and with these agencies, right? And that's what
Yeah,
people don't understand because people aren't privy to get in those rooms and have those conversations. So
right.
so certain people, I'm not gonna name them, but if they dropping gems and you feel like they hating, you just can't comprehend, and it's okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yo, yo, yo.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Todd
Yeah.
said, Randy effing up my story.
Oh, he in here?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
what up?
yeah.
What up?
He,
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
on, he, on, he on Instagram. He on Instagram watching. That's
He
what I'm
started
saying.
laughing. He started laughing.
Yo, yes, listen. That's what I'm saying. Wait till Christmas Day. I know he like, damn, Pooh, we done felt this a long time ago. Where it's at? But I know everybody's gonna be home Christmas Day watching, and I want to do my brother justice.
I
You know what I'm
watch my
saying?
son. Listen, I watch my son go at Mike Beasley in his prime, boy.
Todd
That's all I
Grant?
was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I would only know from 5 to I wouldn't. I
He
mean,
was
that's what look. Here we go back to the eras. That's not my
right.
era. I'm not one of them dudes that's gonna be like, nah. I love like Cook is my guy. Speedy, I just
Right.
spoke to Speedy yesterday. Christ the Cat's my guy, and he
Hmm.
speak to me like we don't speak on some what up was good. No, he speak. Yo, listen, Zay, this how I think you should go about it. Don't do that. So I love to learn. Like you know what I mean. I wish I could learn more from Steph and but that whatever. But so I'll call Five and be like, yo, the top, yo, yeah, let me like, what's up? Like, I don't want to know, like, nah, I want to know what he did, I want to learn more about them. Cause like I said, I'm
But
an
the
era
thing,
guy. That's not my era.
right? See, but with Ty is right, and this is real. He's accessible. As long as you're serious about your craft and what you're doing,
Yeah.
Ty gonna chop it up with you for sure.
Say no more. Yeah.
Yo,
Ty gonna chop it up with you.
Eugene, Eugene Martherin said, I feel a lot of negative energy from New York comes from the people that are gatekeepers. We need to get rid of them so we can make sure these kids get the best support.
Ooh, that's a good point too.
What do y'all think about the sneaker companies, bro?
Ooh, I got a lot to say. I got a lot to say.
I'm gonna
I
let
mean, you,
so I'm gonna do this, right? I'm gonna let Zay go because I have to turn my light on for this one. I'll be right back.
all right, man.
What do y'all think about the sneaker companies? People
I
a buck.
Pooh. Now you know I'm in the middle school round. Randy, I just want you to listen to this. Y'all know I'm in the middle school round. The amount of conversations, because I'm really actively helping these kids with high
Right.
schools, with AU programs. Like Joe
Mm-hmm.
Breezy tell you, I got kids that are you need to go. And the amount of kids that go and flock with the whole, but they in the junior EYBL, but they in the junior EYBL, but they in the EYBL, but they, and it's just like, bro, like you don't understand. Right now, in this day and age, is the perfect time to go play with a team on one of them circuits where you know you're gonna be able to play and develop. Because like it's
Yeah.
an open market now. But like, and I tell so many, bro, it's not the same no more. I'm telling you, bro, the whole night. I'm telling you, it's not the same. Puma done got whatever kids or whatever. I got a couple kids. They're like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna go play for them. Why? Like what? Development? Nah, because they Puma. It's like, bro, like so forget about the development piece. Forget about if the coaches can get you to the next level. Forget about, nah, they Puma and we gonna go there and there and there and there. It's just like it's mind boggling. I remember when I was playing, because I grew up playing for Shandu McNeil.
Yeah, I
I
know.
love Shan to death. Shan taught me a lot of qualities that I have to this day.
Mm-hmm.
We wasn't on no, we was like Reebok and all that. Back then, like we would go to
Yeah.
Vegas, it wasn't no, right? And Shan was like, listen, wherever the best teams is at, that's where we going. On talked about all night. We was wearing like Reeboks, shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Corey Fisher was playing 17s. We was playing 10U. We all traveling together. I got on my first plane because of shit. Like, it's
Right.
like we didn't care about that stuff. So to now to see it like, oh, I want to make sure I go play on the Nike circuit. It's just like, bro, you're not missing nothing. Just like, I mean, if it's a team over there where you know you're gonna develop and it's a coach that's really gonna give you all of them, they could pick up the phone, maybe, call a high school coach for you or whatever the case is. Go over there. Like, why do you want to go?
He pulled.
Yeah, Nike just cut him off.
Probably did. Probably did.
He'll be
Probably.
back. He'll be back.
Yeah. So my thing is this, right? In regards to these bigger brands, they're watching, they're paying attention, and they have a fine understanding of authenticity over algorithm. So what's hot for them sells their product. That's all it is, right? But the thing with brands, right? And we tell them all the
I
time
got a
is,
call. My bad.
yo, we can't hear you.
You can hear me?
We
I
can't
can
hear
hear
you.
him. I can
Hold
hear
on.
him.
Hold on.
Why
But the
is every
thing,
time somebody go out and come
yo,
in, one of us can't hear you? Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
You can't. What the hell? Yeah, I don't know what just happened. Can you
I'm
hear
on.
me?
I'm good.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
can hear you.
Yo, I can't
Damn,
hear
my
my
bad.
ass.
I got a call. Messed the whole vibe up, man.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's technology, man. They need
Yeah.
to get that right too. We
Yeah.
said Adidas came in and knocked you off.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh man, yeah, it's crazy, man. Yo, the amount of kids, man, it just be like, man, bro, it don't matter. It really don't no more. I don't see a difference. But they got the dynamic machine. They coming in, they watching who's who, all that stuff. I don't know. I it's funny to me to watch.
Tiny said what we should do when a sneaker
And
company come
I
into the
can't hit.
city.
Okay, now I can hear you. Yup.
When
Yo,
when Tiny when Tiny
Yeah.
come into the city, when Nike or any sneaker company they come into the city and they use New York City as a backdrop or a platform, make sure that they also putting out kids against the best that the country has to offer.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. I know Jordan Brand Classic is doing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
You good,
okay.
Randy? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear y'all loud and clear now.
Okay.
I
Now,
mean, y'all know I'm from Coney Island, right? So I, two of my friends I know, you know, solely was the reason why, they school was branded, right? We're not gonna
Mhm,
we y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
right.
But it's like we don't really have those no more to where it's like that one kid, maybe a Rippy, maybe, but it's like that domino to where like, yo, this, I mean, he the next one, we branded your school for the next 5 years, 5-year deal. Right. So it's like when you don't have that, how do you, proceed with the kids in terms of like
Yeah.
in terms of branding and in terms of explaining to them like, yo, I'm gonna make sure, you play against, these type of teams, schedule, whatever. Because these kids want to know that. Like these middle school kids now, they're like, nah, Zay, but they don't play nobody, or but they don't travel, or but they not in the EYBL Scholastic, or but they, and I'm just like, yo, like yo, you can't even go left and like, what I'm saying? Like, not yet, like and this is what you worried about? Like you going in as a freshman, you still gotta like, what about the development piece? Like, I like how that kid from freshman to junior year was able to develop. He got a little bigger. That like are parents and kids not watching that stuff, or is it just about they Nike, they Adidas, they whatever? I don't know. I'm asking.
I
how do we keep now? I'm gonna add this to it too because the sneaker company's involved and money's involved. How do we keep our next Deron Rippey or our next Anderson Diaz?
how do we keep them? Honestly,
In New
it's
York, that's tough.
no. I got the listen. I got the perfect answer, right? And it's all about the program understanding that this this student athlete can attract more student athletes. So it's all about the resources and can you obtain them. That's one. Secondly is this, right? All these brands use our programs to sell product. Understand
Oh, for sure.
this. Understand this, right? I remember when Under Armour first hit the scene. What's that? Was UA. UA was
Football.
always one of football, big football in Baltimore. And in Baltimore, every program was damn near sponsored by Under Armour,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We look at these brands as the end all be all, and that's not the case.
Right.
And it's not the case, but like I tell these kids all the time, you guys are walking, talking mannequins. These brands are going to give you this so they can showcase what you're wearing to the consumer. When the consumer sees it, the consumer does what?
Go buy it.
Go buy it, right? Then when you look at an Anderson Diaz, right? And I'm a big advocate for this, and I'm gonna say it, and some people are going to get mad. It's okay to leave New York City to enhance your game and to enhance your academic skills. Prime example, and I use this dude a lot because I just have to. Rod Strickland, he went to Truman, right?
You had to get up out of there.
Ended up at Oak Hill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Chris
Yep,
Brooks, Pooh, that's your era, right?
yep.
Chris Brooks, he from uptown. He went to Oak Hill, West Virginia,
Ooh,
right?
Me,
Stacy, Stacy,
I
shit,
had to leave
Stacy.
and go to MCI.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, so
please. Stacy Castle. He
yeah,
averaged
so
like 50 at far right, right?
Yeah,
He
so
crazy.
it's one of those things where it's this, bro. It's like it's okay for our kids to leave the city, but guess what? Our kids are always gonna rep the city. And this, and it's platforms like ESPN 24/7, they will put a kid from the city name and will put the town that their school is in.
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
problem that I have.
Right,
Yes,
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's yeah.
that's a fact. But listen, I'm glad you brought up Under Armour because Tiny said this, and not too many people are giving us props. Nobody's even, you know, making this go crazy. Listen what Tiny says about Pat Mascheroni and Under Armour.
I want to talk about stepping out because I don't think people understand the job that's being done at stepping out.
Salute to Coach Pat Massaroni.
Yes, 100%. He's not with the best shoe company either. He's not sponsored by the best shoe company. He doesn't really have his attachment to any one AAU program.
Mm.
But every kid, not every kid, his starting five is not only going to school for free, they are going to school for free and going to have a account where they can have access to money to do whatever they want to do. I mean, you can't ask for anything, better than that. And so it is programs that can probably sustain what's going on out here, but not in New York City because New York City is so much different personalities and different people pulling against each other. It's kind of difficult to have more than one step in that situation. I wish it would happen like that.
That's a fact.
I wish it could be like that because there's so much talent in New York City that's hidden or don't have the platform to show it. I'm going to these games right now. I'm watching, PSL second league and the PSL double A, and then I'm watching the Catholic League schools. I'm saying to myself, those kids, if I was coaching at Lincoln, still play for me, and I can put them on a high level. So there's talent out here. There's gonna always be talent out here. It's just that we got so many people that's pulling these kids in different ways. It's sad.
Isn't that
That-
crazy?
Yeah,
How many
yeah.
people are talking about that?
Not a lot.
You know
And
what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
and I put that up first.
mhm.
And I put that up first. Not only he give another coach props, especially what they're doing with their program. Also, if they're at the top school, they're not even with the top sneaker company. And I don't know if he's connected to a top AAU program.
Right.
I don't know.
Listen, I'll be honest, man. Who cares what brand you playing? If that brand is taking care of you, it is what it is, right? And honestly, I salute Pat for staying with Under Armour because of course he could have got any brand he wanted. But
That's
at the
a
end of the
fact.
day, but at the end of the day, if it makes sense for you and your school, it is what it is. Like like so many people get caught up in we gotta do this, we gotta wear this, we gotta play in this. If it's free and it's working out for you, praise the Lord. it's
Mhm.
just another offset course.
That's a
But
fact.
I wanna chime in on that though, with the Stepanak situation because I don't think to add on to what Tiny said, what I think is not being looked at with Stepanak in terms of, why in New York people are going Stepanak first is like, the elites, Luha, is a development piece.
Mm-hmm.
Josiah Jarvis never he been all 4 years. Didn't the Ratliffs they played like junior varsity or whatever the case is.
I watched them play JV. Yeah.
Hassan, the kid going to Fordham,
Mhm.
he just developed like even in New York in terms of when we talk about that part is like those kids are staying but they're developing too. Like who would have said Hassan? I know Hassan. I seen the kid play like 2 years ago. I didn't think he could play in the Atlantic team. Now he can. You know what I mean? Add some added strength and stuff like that, obviously. But that stuff, you get when you get to college. But that development piece too with them specifically is big. You know what I mean? What other programs? I don't know. Are kids developing at that rate that's staying there?
Eagle Brooklyn,
Eagle
That's a
Brooklyn is
fact.
another one.
Yeah.
Eagle Bronx. I'm
Eagle
not
Brooklyn.
done. Eagle Brooklyn, Eagle Bronx. Low key, you could say Brooklyn Collegiate. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You could even say in the 3A, Achievement First is doing a phenomenal job
Mm-hmm.
with their
Shout
kids.
out to
We can,
them. Shout out to
yeah,
them. Shout out to them.
Achievement First. You can even say 2A schools like Adam Street, South
Yeah.
Bronx Prep, who are sending kids to school. It's just about it's
Brooklyn
just about
College
fun
was a Brooklyn College
academy.
academy.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just about finding you a school where you can fit and you can say I trust, right? Because when it comes to these brands, when it comes to these sneaker companies, yo, if I was coaching high school basketball, I wouldn't care what brand is giving me anything. Because at the end of the day, it's another offset course. Because a lot of our student athletes don't have the means to even get basketball kicks, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Right.
So
Right. And then you also are, like they're one of the elite Under Armour schools too, though. Like, so let's make sure so they're getting, you know, the Under Armours that nobody else got and all of that right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's one of those where they get in the regular joints you could get at whatever Dick's Sporting Goods. Like, nah, they get in the, you know what I mean, the elite type stuff. Christ the King, you get the elite type stuff. Like the ones that do have it, they have that, you know, that cachet to say like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I could go, like, I had the joint to go order the retro bronze. I just, you know, I had like the Rattlers could go order some steps that we probably seen 2013, some joint, like they probably could do that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like,
if it's free, it's good for me.
Yeah, it's a far line, I feel like, with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the elite play, you know how it is though. Pooh, the elite players got a different pair of kicks on than everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're of the elite, but as they should, it's been deserving. They've won, they produce talent. So, you know, I think to each his own. Like, so because my thing is this: if you give that elite Under Armour deal to Brooklyn Collegiate, right? Under Armour's gonna want results. They're gonna want kids that go. So now can you give that to them? Probably not. No offense to them. But probably not, because they're gonna want results. They're gonna want players that can go to the next level. They're going to play that national schedule. They're going to do those things.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Sorry, Coach. I'm not gonna lie to you. When it comes to New York City high school basketball and a program that did it the best in regards to gear, Zay, I'm about to piss you off, was Rice.
Oh yeah, of course. Of course. Elite.
Rice did it the best.
Elite.
Rice did it the best. They did it the best.
Mm-hmm. Retro doubt. It was straight. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You can't leave out what Tiny did at Lincoln.
You can't.
Companies.
No. You can never leave out what Tiny did at Lincoln. But you got to remember, Rice was Nike, so that's where the font. Because listen, them Kobe, yeah, they was Nike,
Adidas, yeah. Was
then
Lincoln
Under Armour
ever Nike? Was Lincoln ever Nike?
Not that I know of.
Adidas. They were Adidas
Under Armour.
Yeah.
They're still Under Armour to this day.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it's like
mainly Adidas.
Right. So and there's no knock. Yeah, of course, you know, but that Nike though, that check though.
Nike's different.
That check though, yeah, that check was different, man. And when you got Kimba and Duran and Momo and Edgar and those, you know, they playing crafty crossovers, acrobatic layups. It just looked better. It just, I mean, you got Lance bullying dudes. That no, I didn't want to see that. He just being a bully. Shout out to Lance though.
I'm Lance low key. I'm super proud of him. You know what? I'm just super proud of any kid who played in a city, played a sport that they love. No matter if it's basketball, football, baseball. If you played at the next level and you didn't have to pay for school, I'm rocking with it. I like it. I love it. And that's not and that's not preaching enough, Prue, because it's like, yeah.
How can and again, Randy, you know how we can, you know, so I got a great idea, bro. Because a lot of times the kids don't get to see, the high school kids don't get to see the kids that go off to college.
Yeah. They don't. Right. Yeah, they don't get to see that.
How can we make that happen?
We have all these videographers out here, right? And you know, big shout out to all the videographers, big shout out to all the media outlets in the city, right? And the one thing that I'm seeing with them is, right, they're creating mini docs. Big shout out to Cheyenne, man. Cheyenne has done a phenomenal job with 1% Films.
Yes.
Big shout out to Sway. Big shout out to Mello. Big shout out to Steve. Big shout out to Aaron.
I was just about to say Steve-O. Sure.
Bones Journals, right? They're doing a phenomenal job, but then it's like, yo, with these New York basketball city aficionados, they want to see the same kids over and over and over, and that gets boring. I don't want to see the same highlight from this kid who gets a highlight every 24 hours.
Right.
There are kids who we can highlight who could get them hot. Prime example, Jaden Zimmerman. Pooh, remember, right? You remember Pooh was talking? I was like, Pooh, this kid gonna be good. You was like, you sure? Like, yeah, son. It's kids like him. It's kids like the Marianos. It's kids like
player of the year. He won co-player of the year with Anthony from Jeff, who's not Manhattan.
Yeah, so it's it's our ability and adaptability to make people go and watch these kids, right? Because you have to think about it. Zay, if you're on social media for a day, right? Just watch how many people talk about the same 7 kids over and over.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Then, then when that new kid is on the block, yo, son, I need this kid to play in this.
Right.
And that's concerning for me because how the talent pool is low, but y'all dudes being they DMs because they're playing all these summer
Yeah.
tournaments.
Yeah, that's
It makes
major.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
Mm-hmm.
son, I got a team at ISA, so I'm trying to get shorty. You just called him a bum the other
Yeah,
day,
yeah. Right. Right.
but you
Right.
want him on your team.
Yeah. Yeah,
Authenticity over algorithm, bro. I'm telling you, that's what it is.
yeah.
I'd rather be authentic any day than
Mm-hmm.
go with the algorithm. I
To
love to
answer your
go against
question,
the
I
algorithm.
don't know. How can we? I mean, I don't. Yeah, because it's like Randy said that. Like
How do
you.
we invite these kids in human flesh to come talk to these the next generation once they're finished with college? Like, how do we bridge that gap? So
I think
go ahead.
it got to. I think not the control. I think it start from first of all from the kid's standpoint of being humble, understanding gratitude. Like I was y'all, and that's why I think I got I got that niche with the middle school guys because I'm super. I get they ask, I give it like it's no like I'm bigger than you. Like no, I was y'all. I was 10, 11 trying to figure it out. So whatever
Right.
y'all need to ask, whatever help y'all need, bro, just call me like that. So I think first from the kid standpoint, just be humble. Like you're not too big to go back to the first school you left. You know what I mean? Nah. Be humble, right? I think the second thing is whoever's in their ear, making sure that they explain to them like, yo, never forget where you started. Never forget, like go back and see your teachers, go back and talk to them, go back and do all of that stuff because you just may never know. And I think at that point, when you start to talk to the kids that, are going to these schools and you start to create that boundary with them, now they will start to understand, like, yo, I'm appreciative of coming from this. So I want to explain to the next kid that might be me or the next few that might be me, listen, this is what y'all need to do. This is how y'all need to do it. This is how you need to act. This is how you need to treat your teachers, your family. I think from that standpoint, if you do it that way, you just categorize it like that mentally first. I think it should be a no-brainer. All the kids should go back. I even go back to my middle school to this day. My middle school coach, all of them, they still there. Sometimes I just go. I don't need nothing on one off. I just want to see y'all. Hug y'all, you know what I'm saying? Just do that type of stuff because life go by quick and things just change quick. So I think, but sometimes the kids get too like big time, or not even big time. They got their things going on. They go to the next school. They maybe not playing enough. They maybe not playing a lot. They feel like people are quitting on them and all of that. So they just feel like y'all want to be away. Sometimes you may need to go back to just to give yourself that reassurance mentally. You need to go back.
And this is why I call this channel New York City Basketball History, right? Even though my company name is Basketball Heads, because I'm hoping to bring that kid on the channel to watch his games and watch his highlights, but bump into a Mario Ellie story, bump into a Derek Cheever story, bump into a Ross Strickland story, bump into a Boo Harvey story, bump into Isaiah Lewis story, bump into Ty Grant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what Paul Robeson was, right, compared to what they see now, right?
Right.
So they're running to that history so we can kind of bridge that gap because we can kind of it's sort of kind of spoon feeding them in a way.
Yeah.
And hopefully they can hear what you went through and go, damn, there's a lesson to be learned. Damn, I'm going through that shit right now.
Yeah.
How do I navigate through it?
Right.
Now
Right.
you giving them a whole lesson, a whole blueprint on how to navigate through their circumstances.
Yep. Exactly.
Right? A lot of guys like, we don't want to hear about that back in the day. Yeah, but look, history gonna repeat itself.
It always does, and that's the thing. It always. So when you say you don't want, I was just telling a little youngin, I'm like, yo, he was saying like some stuff about in the summer about schools. He was like, yo, man, I don't wanna. He called me yesterday and he was like, yo, Zay, you was right. Yeah, like yo, like we've been through this. I'm telling you, it's nothing changing about it. It's the same algorithm, just gonna keep spinning. Keep spinning, keep spinning. I told her, I told her, I said, do you notice how many kids, right, that y'all might have started off glorifying that are now, and that was once IG sensations and they couldn't go to no park without the commentary and everybody being all over them and all of that stuff, right? That all the kids want to now it's just being regular for them. Meaning, like, they go to those parks, they go to those, it's like, yo, what up? Instead of it being, oh, he just walked in the bill, it's like, yo, what's good, right? Things start to simmer down for you as you go through your adversities. So you gotta be humble. You just gotta go through everything with the most gratitude you can. It's hard though, because when you going in it, just like I tell them it was hard for me at first. Because I'm the guy. So like, what are you talking to me about be humble? Yeah, when that time come, it'll come. But then when you really go through something that makes you humble, it's like, oh, I should have just really cherished that, because now I just like, I'm regular. You're like, it's not. When I walk in the building, it's like, yo, what's good, Zeke? Looks good. What's good? Like, nobody gonna announce me no more. Nobody going, like, you know what I'm saying? So I try to like bridge that gap with them, like, man, everything you getting right now, just take it with some humbleness a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because at some point, you're gonna have to simmer your life back down into regularity. It's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So
natural process of life.
Yeah.
It's a natural process of life, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's so crazy. Look, my guy, super dad right there. Look at that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But nah, this is look, conversations that need to be had, man. I appreciate all my people on IG for sure. Hoop Dreams, what up? What up?
Hoop Dreams.
Yeah, Ty said too many idiots with opinions. Ty is so crazy.
Yeah.
But in all actuality, that's a fact, because it's like this, yo. The one thing that I've seen when it comes to New York City basketball is this: some people want to be in the know so bad who really don't know, right? And even when it comes from like media coverage and a standpoint, we need more storytelling, And one of the players who I want to tell their story is Rakim Felder. I would love for him to tell his story, because the thing about Rakim Felder is this:
Tiny
same
said
thing.
That too. Tiny told me that too.
Same thing. Highs and lows and lows and highs. Now he's a coach. So now, in my opinion, he's going to become the coach that he needed and he wanted at the same time.
For himself.
For
Yeah.
himself.
Hold on. Time out.
Mm-hmm.
That was powerful.
Yeah.
That was powerful.
I mean, Pooh. It's so is this, right? And I'm gonna give people a little backstory, right? I've been doing this high school basketball stuff since Billy was at Wings with Christian Forrester. Do you remember him?
Oh wow, Christian Forrester.
That's crazy.
So how about we? So listen. So how about we, right? Have conversations on when we talk eras, right? When we talk eras of high school basketball since 2011. Right, I've been around the high school basketball scene, so I've seen stories. I've seen kids. One of the best kids, matter of fact, one of the best backcourts I ever seen in life was Jeffrey Short and Naquan from JFK.
Oh, JFK, yeah, they was tough.
Yeah, super tough. They got after it. They killed Josh Shelby. Nobody around the town was talking about that. All they said was they went to Baltimore and they won. Do you know Josh Shelby was slated to be a top 10 pick as a senior?
Yeah.
We not talking about that. And then it's and then it's like, when it comes to the storytelling, you can look at a kid like Omar Calhoun, right?
Wait, Randy, hold on, wait. I'm gonna let you go, because I'm gonna let you go. I'm glad you brought his name up, right? I don't like the fact that he doesn't get enough pub. And I feel like a lot of people, I told Pooh this when when me, it was, and I'm gonna just say it because it's like, just a little, I said, Pooh, I just feel like people hide what me and him did on a basketball court, strictly basketball, because of whatever, off the basketball court, whatever, right? And so I'm gonna let you go, Randy. I'm gonna let you go. I just want to say, he's one of the best players to ever play at Christ the King. I think right now he still leads the school in scoring. He passed Colin Reeves. I gave him the down for the three to hit 29 something. Go ahead, Randy. Go ahead. Like, come on. People gotta whatever.
Hold on for a sec. Yo, Chuck. I know that Chuck of buttermilk. Is my mic still low? Can y'all guys hear me?
Yeah. That's
Nah,
loud and clear.
in the chat saying that my mic is low.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Randy. My fault.
yeah. So so if we want to talk about high school basketball and really getting after it, right, and really talking about players, some people only come outside just to see the players who are spoken about, to see the players who are hot. And this is the difference with NYC Prospects and a lot of other brands, because we actually do research and we actually watch basketball. So it was at a point where it's that, right? Big shout out to Tone, big shout out to the CEO and the guys on the board, right? We was actually talking about basketball and how student athletes got on, right? Melvin Johnson, when he was at Rice,
Johnson, tough.
went to VCU, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or for playing an SNY Invitational against Mount Vernon, right? We can speak about Niclario. Had Niclario one year had the biggest front line in the PSAL.
Ryan Rooms and yep.
Dwayne Brunson, RIP.
I can
Right?
even go back further than that when he had Dwayne Carswell and another
Yeah.
CC dude.
Yeah.
Dwayne
Yeah.
Carswell
So
7-1. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So to go to Todd's statement, right? There's too many idiots putting themselves involved who don't do their research of high school basketball. New York City high school basketball is in an intricate space, right? Because social media has really made it easier for someone with a phone and Wi-Fi to type of stuff and to see some.
You breaking up, Randy. You breaking up. Hello, say something,
Yes.
Randy.
It's a little staticky, yeah.
Yeah, it's a little staticky. You breaking up. Somebody must be calling you or something.
Yeah,
listen, I opened my 2025 season. Okay, the first game of the season at a 3A school in Far Rockaway called Scholars Academy. They played against Hillcrest. I didn't open up my season with a 4A.
Right.
Right. Last year, I think it was 2A with BCA.
Brooklyn College, yeah.
Right. So every year, I like to kind of, bounce around and kids are surprised, like, oh, basketball hits out the first game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right.
So it's being that transparent and saying that you guys got good basketball here as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a great game too. That Scholars Academy versus Hillcrest. Scholars kind of pounded on them, but it was a good game.
Yeah, I'll never forget Malik Nichols played at Hillcrest lefty. We played and we beat him by 30, but he gave us work. Malik Nichols, I don't know if shout out to Malik Nichols. He could hoop. He's from far lefty. He
you still kind of pausing there, Randy.
Yeah, he froze up.
Yeah, he's still frozen. Nah, but this again, it's about balance with me, right?
Yeah.
Same with NYC Prospect. It's about balance, being able to see everybody and giving everybody a chance, because what I look like saying, I represent basketball heads and now part of the NBPA top 100, and I didn't see everybody.
Right. Especially in New York. Right.
It's my job to see everybody.
Yeah.
Even if it's a kid that's playing 1A, he like, damn, he averaging 25, 16, and I don't know who this kid is.
Yeah.
Then again, with thousands and thousands of kids, I still don't know who everybody is, and I still got to get around.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometime I will reach out to a Randy or some of my other coaches and let me know.
Figure out.
And I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Let me know where your game is, right? I don't need you to know who the player is. Just tell me who the team I need to check out. I'll go find the player. I don't like guys to tell me who I think I should look at.
Yeah, because that's bias. Yeah.
I like to walk in the gym and figure it out.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
That's some bias to that one. Yeah.
When I went to Achievement First last year, my guy, salute to the whole coaching staff, but I was going there, Xavier Francis and Tyler.
Right? Yeah.
Amazing ball player. But every time I would show up, this kid Javion Jones would go off. Like every time we come in the building, me and my guy, like Javion Jones would kill.
Yeah.
I look on the stats. He averaging like 7 to 8 points. But every time we come, he got 25,
right.
28, 3 or 4 dunks. And I'm saying to myself,
they see you in the building. They see you in the building.
And not, we know what kind of talent that Tyler Romeo is, and Xavier Francis, who's the leading scorer at that school, who Tyler's probably going to pass. But I like to be able to come in the gym and see who's good.
Right.
And figure it out on my own.
Right.
Hold on. It says, why did Omar Cook and Talik Brown have success in the NBA? That's something we got to find out when they come on the show, brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right. So, again, without you being biased, because I know you feel like you play with one of the best backcourts in New York City history. Right? Because you only can talk about what you know.
Right.
And I would love for Randy to get on so he can say his answer as well. Who you think is some of the best backcourts in New York City history?
Stephon Marbury, Butchie Hawkins. Malik Sealy and from Talent Time, Malik Sealy and I know his name.
You talking about Adrian Autry?
Adrian Autry.
Yes.
And Malik Sealy.
But I think Malik Sealy was a small forward.
Okay. So not them. Who was
Go ahead. Cause they come to me the best backcourt.
Oh, just the one best or
no,
just...
No, I'm just saying. I'm just gonna throw it out the bag. I've seen a lot. Elmer Anderson, Pearl Washington.
I heard about them.
Yo, my
there you go.
my fault. Nah, so my daughter was running after me. She hit the wall and looked at me. I said, "The wall gonna be there. You all right?" She looked at me like, "Boy."
Oh man, make sure our baby's all right, man.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yo,
she's
listen,
mad funny.
I would say, Khalid Reeves and
Eric Barkley.
No.
I mean, no. Khalid played with Derek Phelps.
Yeah, he played with D. Phelps.
D. Phelps,
because they're only 2 guys who won city and state championships and were McDonald All-Americans.
Speedy gonna be mad. If I don't know if Speedy, he gonna text me like, "Yo, Zay, come on, Zay. Boy, come on, Zay.
Now listen. This is true. Andre Barrett, and
Satterfield.
And Satterfield.
Satterfield, right?
They were both McDonald All-Americans, but at different times.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Now,
Kimba and Durant?
Yeah, that's a tough backcourt right there.
Lance and Vince Council?
Ooh.
That was tough.
What about Bassie and Gino?
Bassie Gino? Oh man. Jefferson type Devontae Grace, Tyquan Goodlett. If we just moving on in the eras, damn, it was some crazy ones. But Speedy E. Ball?
Yeah.
I mean, St. Ray's, Terrence Renshaw played with damn. It was Renshaw. What was it, Renshaw and Kareem Reed? No, it wasn't Renshaw and Kareem Reed.
See, this is why Kareem need to be on. Kareem, he stood us up today.
No, it wasn't Renshaw.
I spoke to him first.
It wasn't Renshaw and Kareem Reed. Renshaw is somebody, but I heard Renshaw was crazy.
He was the number one. Terrence Renshaw told the greatest story, right? Welcome to the court now. He said he was the number one player, Mr. Basketball in New York. Then went to Texas and became Texas all-time leading scorer. Got drafted by Miami Heat. And his ego got him out the league because he couldn't understand or couldn't fathom that he was only getting 2 or 3 minutes a game.
You talking about that's Terrence Venture?
Yes.
I
He said
never.
if only if I would have checked my ego at the door and kept putting in the work.
Dang, I should have had a conversation with him, man, because that was my problem. Yeah.
It's a hard pill to swallow when you get to that next level, right? And I try to tell kids this all the time. You're gonna run into a wall. Everybody runs into that brick wall. Nobody has it seamless.
Right.
Nobody has it seamless. Mm-hmm. You talk to Kenny Anderson. Kenny Anderson will tell you the best time he had playing basketball was in high school and college, especially in high school.
Right.
And once it gets to being in the NBA, he played 18 seasons. 18 seasons. But the most fun he had playing basketball
was when he was an amateur. So it's quote unquote. You know what I mean? Yeah. That joint turned to a business quick, especially when you good, when you impressing them people with that you need to impress, it turned to a business quick.
And people don't understand that the NBA is a mind.
Oh yeah.
It's totally mental.
Right.
You talk to guys like Mario Ellie, he let you know the different levels you got to be at mentally.
Yeah.
To sustain being in the NBA.
Right. Mm-hmm. It's so many different things that they do to you, like mentally. That's just like, and I noticed from talking to Lance and Five and Bassy and Steph, just so many different things that they'll try to do to you. And if they know that they could break you, they're gonna break you, sing you out, and say you never could come back again.
Yeah.
Steph even said, I had Steph on. He said, "Yo," I said, "Do you think the NBA kind of got mad at you because you didn't stick to the script and staying with Minnesota? Because that's why they got Steph there."
Yeah.
Right? There's no surprise that LeBron went to Cleveland.
Right.
Come on. Who you fooling?
Right. Exactly. Derrick Rose go to Chicago. Right.
Wemby goes to San Antonio.
Yeah.
It's not a surprise.
Right.
So again, if you're not, in it for the long haul in the script, Carmelo Anthony, when he said, I'm gonna take care and go make sure I'm financially straight.
Right.
And when you start to make your own moves, do your own thing, now you're the bad guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's funny because it's like, I noticed this, like, especially like in the last 10 to 12 years, if you notice, in a lot of the younger guys are retiring or whatever, hanging the sneakers up early. And it's like the mental capacity of that part of what we're talking about, like, because it's even happening in college now. Like, you'll go and be the 4-3 star, whatever, high school, but then you'll go, you got to be forced to play a certain way. The coach say, okay, you don't want to play this way, transfer, leave. Now you in a portal. Now it's only one school that may want you. Now your handlers and people like, yo, we don't really got too much. So now mentally, you going on your Instagram, you seeing your bro over there commit, you seeing your bro go get drafted, you seeing your other bro. It's just like, so now mentally, I'm putting myself in this depressed stage because I once was supposed to be where my bro is at. I just seen him get drafted yesterday. But now I got to go through this long road, right, of adversity. And it's like, yo, like, why me? So that mental phase is where I think a lot of people get caught up. And it's just like Randy said, when I went through I kept playing. A lot of kids or whatever, they'll stop. And I'm and for the kids that, I try to advise them to just like, yo, find that mental state, whether it's your upbringing, whether it's, your mother, your father, whatever, to just keep going. Because if you keep going, in the end, it'll be worth it. In the end. But a lot of it's just because it's a lot. Because like I said, you got to deal with going back to your neighborhood piece, explaining that. Your high school, you know what I mean? Going when you go to watch the games, explaining that. Having this mental mind frame of everybody judging you. Oh, yo, he was that, but yo, he ended up over there. I told you he wasn't that good. I told you this. I told you that. Not and then you thinking that and knowing that in the back of your mind, and then still having to cope with you, like yourself. It's a lot for a 25-year-old, 26-year-old.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah. Sorry to cut you off, but then it's this though, right? We have too many student athletes dealing with people who have alternative motives, right? And it's to the point where is this. If you look at a pizza box, right? If a pizza box is square and you got to put a circular pizza in the box, why won't people have the common sense to leave people alone?
mm-hmm. Now let me ask you this though, Randy. Let me ask you this question.
You
Why
see
you
pool face pool like damn.
let me ask you this though, right? Because I this is a question that,
Sorry, guys.
when let's talk about that kid
Right.
that you said are around a lot of enablers, right? What if that's the only people that they have, right? So, like for instance, if you're a coach or you're a handler or an advisor, right, and you got a bunch of people that you could call and help the kid. The kid 6'5", he could do some things. He don't even know his potential yet, right? And you say, "Yo, shorty, listen, I can help you, bro. I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to, tap in with me, whatever. I could put you at this school. We can start doing development. That I got to train. I got this. I got all the stuff I need for you." And the kids say, "Yeah, I gotta talk to my mom and my dad." Right now, let's just say Randy, their mother and father, they going through real life stuff, so they really not engaging in, the opportunities that their son may have because of that. Respectable, right? Real life, cool. You gotta. So now, where does the kid go from that? Because it's like, yo, I can't give you, all of the access to me because my mom ain't say yeah or my dad ain't say yeah. So now because I'm running into this with a lot of the middle school kids. It's like you need help. I can help you. All right, ask my mom and dad, right? I'm reaching out, whatever the case is. The mom may get back to me 3 days later. Well, it's like, the high school that wanted to come see the kid may not be on the table no more, right? And like, I get it. You got real life stuff going on. It's bigger than basketball, so to speak. I get that. Then at that point, it's like for the kid, that's all that he knows. So what do you do for that kid that it's like, yo, if my mom say I can't go, then I can't go. But the opportunity is very glaring. Like you need this opportunity. But mom
It's
don't really know about basketball like that. She just like whatever. She got this going. You know what I'm saying? It's like I find that too, where it's a lot of kids in that in between.
it's a
So it's like, what do you do?
it's a twofold thing, right? Because I remember growing up, we were raised by community, right?
Yes. Yep.
Community plays an intricate part in how someone is developed, right? Because once a once a student athlete is raised with community, them them navigating the process wouldn't be hard, right? And then secondly is this, right? Coming from the circumstances that we grew up in, right? And that we've seen, it turned us into having that understanding is I don't want to live like this, but I'm never going to forget that's where I come from. So when kids hit the rankings and they get locally ranked and state ranked and nationally ranked, a lot of these kids forget how they started, right? And this is where having foundational relationships will always conquer finding friends in your latter life because you got money. You know what I mean? It's all about the person and the person is who you are. So when I was growing up, I played for Fly Williams. I hardly got off the bench when I was playing for Fly because we had dudes who were really, really good. So out of all my friends, they all played college basketball except for me. We got older, I became the coach. So it's funny how you was better than me, but you seeking advice from me on a damn entry pass and playing college basketball.
That's a
Right.
fact.
Right. So it's one of them things where it's like community is so much is community is everything, son. That's why when NYC prospects, that's when we say restoring community through hoops. That's how we doing it because not only basketball, but sports in general, we need to honestly have alternatives for these student athletes if they don't go to the A, if they don't play a collegiate sport. You feel me? How can we keep our student athletes as pros, but not as an athlete?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Because
Nah,
it definitely
okay.
weigh on you mentally. Because I went through,
I've seen
you know,
it.
yeah. And I tell them firsthand, like, you know what I mean? Like, you being 16 and you having this buzz or whatever, and then going through, the little adversity that you may go through in terms of high school or college, when you realize the bigger picture, that was just something you needed to grow as a person. It's a way bigger horizon. But at that time, you're not seeing that at 18. You just worried about, making sure, that my Instagram popping and I go to that school and we good. So that's where it's like, having and that's why I feel like some being younger and more relatable is I mean, and I hope other guys in my era, that's finishing up they playing careers start to hop into this square because it's fun and you get to watch kids that you kind of once were grow. Like you get to watch him, like yeah, that kid was stubborn, whatever. I had to kind of get that stuff out of him, and now look, he junior year, he listening, he playing the right way. His mom happy with him. He being a good kid outside of the streets, stuff like that. He doing chores, he doing this, he making sure his room clean, all that stuff. Because that's what really matters. That's the discipline that these kids is gonna need to help them.
Yeah, and
salute to Ron Supron in the building.
Oh,
you gotta invite his son to the camp next year, Zay.
Yeah, he was supposed to come this last year. I don't know what happened. Yeah, for sure. I heard he nice.
X is tough.
I heard he nice. Yeah, he was supposed to come.
X is tough. And the great thing about X is he's so old school. Like he's like 12 playing with a headband. Like
yeah. Yeah. So nah, I would love that.
The kid is tough. I was watching him play. I think I forgot what gym it was. Anyway, they were playing. He's playing with his Lightning team. I think that's what he was playing with. But his team was down, and they scored the basket. The first thing he did, because the clock was at half court,
right,
was look at the clock, see how much time was on the clock. To take a mental note.
Yeah.
Right? Right then and there, I said,
he being taught. He being guided. He being guided. That's
that little move right there.
Yeah.
Told me a lot about that kid. Even though I know he was already talented, but you want to see a kid playing the game inside of the game.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He being guided the right way. Yeah.
Community.
Right. And he watching. There's so many of these kids too that don't watch. Like if now, I'm on the AAU scene now, whatever, and I'm coaching. I'm like, yo, the other day, UConn and Florida, it was a doozy.
Yes.
It was a doozy. I went into practice the next day. I'm like, yo, how many people watched the UConn game? And it was just like, what, huh? It's just like, yo, it's crazy. Like, why leaving the Christ the King practices? I used to be like, yo, I gotta go watch Kimba, Big East, Kimba and them.
But they got more to do. That's one thing I like to kind of tell people. Listen, we gotta face the reality.
Damn.
That is part of our reality right now. Kids got way more to watch and way more to do. And I get it. They be watching the game. Now, I think if we want to take it a step further, we got to watch the games with them and show them how to watch the game.
That's fine.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we know what we up against. We are up against these. And, And look at all these apps.
Apps. I already know.
Apps. Look at all these apps. Look at all these
crazy.
apps we're up against. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, the machine.
So this is what I'm saying. We have to do more collaborating instead of competing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because those big companies are collaborating to compete against us and our kids, right? Remember, they're all fighting for space inside our kids' minds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So while they're all fighting for space for our kids' minds, we have to do more collaborating to make sure that we making a difference in these kids' lives in a way that we're kind of helping them navigate through their situations.
So where does the collaboration start? Because I think that and especially in New York City, the stigma it's already like I was talking to Trey, I do the Kent with, and I was just like, he was like, yo, man, like you think dudes is competing with us or whatever, like, not knowingly but secretively competing with us, how we got the camp going on. And I'm like, bro, I don't even know, right? And you know why he asked that? Because he was wondering, and he was just like, yo, like, I'm seeing more people emphasize middle school now. Not saying that they got it from us, but I'm just seeing it more, right? So my thing was, I don't think that they compete in, but I it may be a thing where they know that we're doing it and they know our stories and they know who we were as basketball players. So maybe it's just one of those situations where, like, you know what I'm saying? Or it could be like they probably already was doing it, you know, and you know, they kind of stopped, or it could be a multitude of things. But
Now
where
hold
does the
on.
collaborating start though?
Yeah, Randy.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys do a lot of showcases. Did you guys ever tap into the junior high school camp situation development?
We thought about it, but then for us, we do everything that's by the season. You feel me? So it's like if it's high school season, we'll focus on high school season. If it's middle school, we'll do some middle school stuff. But it's not really like a competitive thing. It's just like this. When it comes to yacht camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some kids who aren't skilled and talented enough to partake in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is where we come in and we do our own skills camps for those type of kids, just to show them, like, listen, you know, you're in 5th grade, you want to participate in Zay and Trey's camp, you have to do this to get there, right? So with us, it's more of a, you know, as I keep emphasizing, it's more of a foundational thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because
go ahead.
There are so many kids in New York City, you know, there is that everybody can do something and everybody should do something.
Right.
You know, and it could be for different levels. If this kid is 11 years old just starting, I wouldn't put my kid who's just starting at 11 playing against a kid who's playing junior EYBL and playing junior SSB. You're not going to embarrass me or take my money.
Right. yeah, right.
You know?
Now listen, I had no idea, right? So, you know, Damon Sebastian came back, DJ Dad. He was like, yo, Pooh, I'm telling you, this camp you got to go to, bro. You got to go to, man. Give them some pub and what's going on. And, you know, I was like, all right, I'm going to go the next day. They told me that Friday. I think I came on Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday. You came Saturday.
I came Saturday.
All right.
And I was blown away, bro. I was just like, this is crazy. I'm just hearing about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I haven't been doing this basketball thing is covering as long as Randy, right? I came around 2020. I started doing high school stuff 2021.
Yeah.
Right? Right. I want to say about 2020, right when the pandemic, but more like covering it hard body, pause, 2021. But to come across your camp and seeing what you guys was doing, I said, you know what? And what I told you, Zay, I was like, yo, how can I get down? How can I be the media piece for you guys? Whatever I can do to broadcast, interview kids. Like next year, I want to be written in the script to where these kids, you know, and we set them up, like do the rankings and do it for real. Do it for real. You know what I'm saying? And not like you guys wasn't doing it, but again, that collaboration. How can we help expand what you guys are doing which will ultimately help our kids? And I think if Randy, he has a camp that tell those other kids, listen, if you want to make it to the level camp that train them are doing it, this is what you got to go through. You get what I'm saying? So there's a little pipeline. So now everybody's working together.
Right.
And ultimately is to get to the ILTD camp, skills camp, and then have way more high school coaches there. The gym should be flooded every day. Each coach from each level being able to select a kid. Every kid should be able to leave there with a high school to play for.
Right. That's you know, like that's the ultimate goal. And it's like, so the first year we probably had about 4. Then the second year we probably had about 8. This past year we probably had about 14, something like that. It was more schools that was supposed to come, whatever. But it's just like, so my whole vision with it, it wasn't even about competing or being whatever. It was more so like, man, I know this New York City is known for streetball, or you know, at least that's our stigma. You know, I done played overseas, or like, and they're like dudes from Texas, Cali, like, man, bro, I want to go play in Dykeman, bro. I'm like, you know what I'm saying, and I know that, I'm not really a street ball guy. So I was just like, yo, that's not my lane. Nah, the high school guys, they get into that stage, they get recruited or whatever. You can't really tell them nothing, whatever. College, they feel like they one step away. Yo, all I gotta do is average 10, I'm going to the NBA. Right? So I'm like, yo, I need to figure out. Yeah, it's like, yo. So I'm like, yo, like the middle school guys, like, what I'm saying? They just starting to hit they stages, they puberty, they starting to feel themselves, etc. Yo, man, I need to really, really, really tap in. And it was just like, me and Trey just kind of thought about it. And it was just like, yo, listen, like, let's do this. And I told him, I said, I want to kind of do it how Shane Do had me at ABCD. I never forget, I went to watch Corey Fisher play and Johnny Flint. He played against Johnny Flint. And I seen Rick Pitino. It's crazy because I ended up being recruited by them years later, but Rick Pitino and like Jim Calhoun, UConn, all the legends. And I'm just, we watched Corey and Lance was there, everybody. And I'm like, damn, this is crazy. And I tapped Shin. I said, Shin, this is just a camp? He said, yeah, it's just a camp. They come here, they get all and he was pointing me to what's his name? The shoe guy. Forgot his name. Shoe guy. Sonny Vaccaro.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to Sonny. I spoke to Sonny. I spoke to Konchowski and Garfinkel. Literally. And I was just like, yo, Dan, like this is crazy. And I remember that. I'm like, yo, Trey, let's kind of just do it. Like, let's have all the media dudes, whatever. Let's get that. And let's kind of have them go at it. And the amount of, text messages and stuff that I've gotten from the parents, yo, you understand how much this helped me jumpstart. It's like, bro, keep going. Like, and whatever else I could do. Like, that's all I'm in it for. I'm not in it to be like, yo, I did that. He came to my camp. Nah, like, keep going, bro. I just want you to come here, you know what I'm saying, do your thing. Hopefully, you know what I mean, you catch some eyes and, like, keep going. And a lot of the kids, because I'm like I said, I'm still tapped in with them. It ain't no just coming to the camp. No, I'm to this day, like, I'm helping the kids, a couple of the kids that came, I helped them with a couple of schools, visits and all of that. Like, it's still that. It's no just come to the camp so I can say you came to the camp. No, like, we really invested. So,
mentoring the kids out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a real. Listen, it smelled like ABDC. It smelled like ABCD. It smelled like
that's what it is.
Like, when I went there, and I don't get impressed by too much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if I'm like, yo, you see me hyped about the situation, it's definitely the real deal.
Yeah.
And from what you guys do, from what Randy to do with their combines and things of that nature, constantly give it back to all the grades.
Right.
That's one thing I can say that they do. They constantly focus on not just the high school. They're focusing on all the grades and all the kids who are able to play basketball. They're getting that look. Right. And I think these are some of the solutions that will help New York City in the future being able to sustain and also, put us back where we need to be. Not saying that we're not there right now, but just keep it there.
Yeah, keep it there. Right.
Yeah. That's what it's about. I want to say that. Keep us there.
Right.
Everybody uses New York City as the backdrop to what they want to do and exploit our city and then leave. And we the guys that's still here dealing with the residue of it.
Yeah. That's it. And that's why I say middle school is where you kind of get them at. So that way, just before they get to high school where, they start feeling, you kind of get them and humble them and stuff like that. Like, I had Stepinac, Lincoln, Lehigh, Christ the King, Holy Cross. I could keep going in terms of who was in the building. I had 2 NIL, firms came through. All of the media, like the media, it was crazy in there. Vince Council pulled up, you know what I mean? Providence all-time lead and assist guy, like
his story need to be told too.
Yeah, VC's my guy.
He's definitely on my list.
He's
definitely on my list.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Vincent Council, he was one of the only basketball players in that era to control a game without putting the ball in the basket.
Yep, and then took it to the Big East when it was a real Big East.
Right.
Like,
and it's like, yo, like I tell people all the time, middle school basketball is so needed because I even like remember when when fun sport was big,
And that's
right?
what exactly.
Right. And and
Exactly.
and 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 I'm gonna say this online, like even though him and I don't speak, right? What Rick did for New York City
Helped us tremendously.
when it comes to fun sport, he did
True fact.
he did a phenomenal job. And
Yeah.
it's like middle school basketball back then was
Yeah.
crazy because there wasn't no junior 3 SSB. There wasn't no
None
junior
of that. Nope.
EYBL. It was a game. It was hoop group. And
Right.
even and you know, and even though stuff like do exist, but when it came to New York City middle school, every kid wanted to play in fun sport.
Yeah.
That's a
Every
fact.
Every kid wanted to. You know what I
B-ball
mean?
spotlight was the thing,
A
and
game.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, people, yeah, and what
Mhm.
Ricky did, he put just like I get on my it was matchups. We played against the Sun. We did that, and we knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Sun up, yo. You know they gonna go.
Yeah.
Yo, we got Gaucho, Shane Rector, and them. Yo, we got and I think it's this fine line right with middle school because it's this thing. You got the class thing at an all time high. Some of these kids and the parents
Everybody
are
was
delusional.
reclassing back then too on the low.
Right. And
Talk
and
about
and
it. Talk about it,
right.
Randy.
And that's where I want to right. This whole thing about the reclass thing, right? You got the parents who delusional, whatever the case is. Here's my thing on it. It's like my thing is this: if your son is 5'7" and he's already in 8th grade and you're 5'9" as the dad, it's just like, yo, I'm not, no offense. But and you coming up to me like, yo, Zay, you think you can hit Christ the King up? Come on, bro. Come on. You know what I'm saying? But now, you 6'1", 6'2", you could do some stuff athletically. You keep him back, you send him to a really good class program, whatever. Yo, like that's you know what I'm saying? And to bring back with the fun sport thing, it was like how Ricky did it to where you had to compete every Sunday. We knew we was coming in, and I played with my Coney Island crew. Me, Whitehead, Killy, Ethan, Truck Flood. And we knew, like, cause we was really good, like, yo, we was gonna have to compete. Like, it was matchups. It was, what I mean? He did a play of the week, he did the all-star joint. We was
It
playing that
was
Jeff. Yeah,
it was community
yeah,
back then, right?
right,
And that's what and that's what people have to understand when it comes to brands, right? You can get with a sneaker brand, but you can't get lost in community. You
right.
can't lose sense of community, and this is why a lot of events fizzle out. This is why a lot of tournaments and league fizzles out because people want to chase that. Oh, I need this stamp. I need that stamp,
Right.
bro. Understand? ISA they can lose Nike and still
Mm-hmm.
be ISA.
Mm-hmm.
You feel
Mm-hmm.
me?
Yeah.
Citywide was running without a sponsor forever.
Citywide facts.
Woo!
Facts.
Citywide,
One
Mm-hmm.
of
citywide.
and one of the best tournaments that New York City probably ever had was housing NYCHA. Come on, bro.
Facts.
They never had a
Facts.
sponsor, so it's one of them things where it's this right, and I challenge people who do events and showcases. You have to learn how to withstand the storms and sustain what's going on in current and in latter times. And this is why NYC prospects we're like light years ahead when it comes to stuff because we just had an understanding of this. We need to talk about things on the two claps report that people see, but they can't fathom and put together, right? And when it came to the two claps report, we had a conversation at a spot in the city, and Tone was like, "Yo, I want to do something like this," and we said, "Tone, you can do that." And
Yeah.
Tone is one of the voices in New York City that people actually be like, "Yeah, he know what he's talking about," but then on the 3% on the haters, they just mad at the fact that the show is still withstanding
Right.
and it's still going every Monday
And one
night.
hell of a coach too.
Yeah,
Right.
Tone.
Man.
Yeah.
Tone is OD. But then it's this though, right? NYC prospects, we're just based off and loved by community, bro. Like we
Right.
don't care about what brand want to offer us something because hey, that term everybody can't go is real. And
Yeah.
us when it comes to our brand, we interact with each other every single day. And
Right.
it's not just about basketball, it's about life.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what people get lost at. That's why I'm proud of Zay and Trey because y'all actually know each other.
Right.
It,
Right.
it,
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
it wasn't on some, oh, Trey is my bro because of this. No,
Right.
y'all rose through the ranks together.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a fact. Yeah. It's crazy though, because it's just be like some of the things that we get or like we see, like in terms of with the parents, it's just like I mean, I think it's beyond delusional. Some of the because it's just like I also think it's this phase of parents watching other parents with their kids that may be a little bit more ahead right now and trying to mimic that. Just like, yo, like, nah, like you gotta run your race right now. Yeah, that kid may be a little bit above physically and all of that, but yo, just if you just keep working, you like it. Just I've seen it happen. That kid started out, 8th grade, he was better than everybody, but then I got, better and stuff like that. Then that kid that was better than everybody in 8th grade, his development is a little slower now because we in 9th grade and I grew 2 inches and it just like you just don't let it because he the number one 8th grader or they saying he is and he in May hoops killer. Damn, I got to get to the May hoop. Nah, like just run your race. Just continue to develop. You know what I mean? Continue to be coached. Continue to do those things, and let's see. At the end, how it turns out. And I think a lot of people are losing it.
Not how you start, it's how you finish.
Yeah.
And I think one of the greatest lessons I took from today, and something I mentioned, but I think that's going to be a stickler for the day, is collaboration, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Collaboration.
Yeah.
On every level. The more we collaborate, the more we give kids a platform
mm-hmm.
and a stepping ladder to success.
Right.
Right. I think if there's less steps to step on, or let's say when there's more steps to step on, kids have more help.
Right.
And a place where they can step on to get success.
Right. Exactly.
So I'm definitely gonna want to wrap it up with that because I was planning on doing a marathon today. and it's so crazy that I see. Look, I'm right now.
I already know.
I'm home alone. I can't can't move to where I want to go and say what I want to say right now.
Right.
I just say, trust me.
Yeah.
Not cuffed up today.
Yeah. I got you.
But nah, I think this is a great conversation. I think we went through a lot.
Yeah, we talked. Yeah, we chopped it up today. Yeah,
we definitely chopped it up. I'm so definitely looking forward to doing your story, fam.
Yeah.
And Randy, all those names that you talked about, even Nathaniel from Canarsie.
Lester?
Yes.
Oh, Nate, yeah.
Like, yo, Pooh, you gotta, like, when I get these people, it's like, I'm gonna get around to everybody.
His kryptonite was Lance. If he don't run into Lance, he get 1 or 2 for sure.
Lance,
I'm gonna give it to him too.
Yeah, his kryptonite. I'm just and Lance was my idol. Nobody wanted to be like Lance more than me. I would throw elbows like him. I would do everything like him. He was my idol. I watched Lance all 4 years. I knew that I didn't want to go to Lincoln, but I knew that I wanted to be like Lance.
So if Lance wasn't at Lincoln or Lance was somewhere else,
Bishop Lachlan,
he runs the city. No, I'm just talking
about. Between Keith Bryant and him, I call him Keith Bryant. Spellman plays just like Kobe. It was tough because them boys, they could fill it up. Pause.
Spellman, he was. I didn't see him play.
Keith Spellman was a boy. They just Lance. You couldn't get by him. You couldn't get by him. Lance. It was just too much.
It wasn't, but it's in my opinion. Now that you think about it, Lance had the pieces to win games those years, though.
In 09, yes, because when Vince came, yes.
Lance had, and it's crazy because, right, when you look at a Vincent Council and how much he helped Lance become a better basketball player in that 1 year, it showed.
Vince, James Padgett, Reggie Jackson,
Cal Cook.
Yeah, well, obviously Buddha, Buddha all-time great, big shot maker.
Big shot maker. And the other light-skinned kid, what's his name? Vance?
Oh, yeah, Vance Kelly. Vance.
Vance. Listen, man, and then I'm gonna go after I tell this story. My cousin was the starting point guard at Canarsie, right? He wore number 55, Vincent Matos Jr.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Yves Jules.
No, Eve.
Because I remember
Eve
him.
Choose another one who
I remember him. Yo, I'm telling you, like, yo, I remember.
So my cousin was Nat in Eve's point guard back in high school, right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you how big community is. My cousin used to bring them to our crib in Brownsville, right? They used to eat dinner with us. They used to sit in the crib with us. My grandmother, my grandparents in general, my father, my uncles took care of those guys, right? So now that they're older, the first thing they say stuff is like, damn, like Randy's family was one of the ones always talking about how community is needed or how community should be embraced because they felt that. And I remember that Final Four run where it was like, yo, my uncle called me when I was in school. He said, yo, boy, your cousin them playing in the Final Four. I said, when? They said, yo, they play next week against Lincoln at St. John's. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I was there.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
Vance Kelly killed them, son.
Yeah, he hit some big shots. Yeah.
Corner threes.
Yep. Yeah, I was
bro.
there. Yeah.
But community is everything, man. And that's what we have to preach, bro. Community, because guess what? Without community, there wouldn't be no basketball heads. Without community, it wouldn't be no camp sponsored by Trey Dickinson and Isaiah Lewis. And there wouldn't be no NYC prospects.
Yeah.
Without community. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so
yeah.
If we could say community, collaboration, and what's another? Can we do another C?
Community, collaboration, and just overall.
What did that community collaboration equals what?
Togetherness. Yeah, and especially in a city where that's so hard, man. Because I know I got friends who in the NBA and all that. That's from Seattle and California. They like, y'all be tripping. All I gotta do is call BD, Baron Davis or Jamal Crawford. Bro, I need an agent or I need this, and that's done. Like, and this like Stanley Johnson's one of my friends. Like, I played against him out today and all. Like, bro, y'all be tripping in New York, bro. Like, looking at us like we crazy. I'm like, bro, I know, bro. I know. It's all good though. We be all right. Like, you know what I mean? So, and the other states already look at us like big bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yo, New York, I want to go to Dykeman and Ruck. Yo, you see that? Yo, Gersh Park. Yo, what's that? So it's like, you know what I mean? But I guess we'll figure it out.
Nah, we're doing it right now. I'm getting my guy to make a flyer right now. Community plus collaboration equals New York City togetherness.
Yeah. Yep. And a place that is so hard to do, man. That I'm telling you, we're scare everybody else in the country. Oh man, here they go coming together. We're scare everybody. Yeah, we're scare everybody. Because that's kind of what they thrive off of. Remember, think about it. We got in all other states, it's maybe two AU programs. How many New York got?
There's 5 boroughs, and there's 2 counties that we have to serve, bro. So I'm not so when it comes to AU programs, I'm not even mad about stuff like that because at the end of the day is this, right? These sneaker companies found out the way to
manipulate us. That's what they did. They just manipulated.
Ding. Hell yeah.
Because see, Randy, but and I know we gotta go, but the only reason why I'm saying I don't know about that part when you say I don't know is because remember back in the days, my pops used to tell me all the time it was only 3 AU programs. What was it? Gauchos, Riverside, and what? The Broncos?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm just saying. Now, obviously, times have changed, eras, and I get all of that, but I don't know. I'm just saying. And from those 3 programs, we could keep we could go. Steph,
and not even counting upstate, City Rocks, right? Corey Graham Lee.
Yeah, right.
So
I don't know.
More money. That's all it is now. Is just more money and more access.
For sure. It was definitely a manipulative move. We got to comp. We got to stop Gauchos. Some changes happened with the shows.
And they also did the age thing so we could get more money.
Right.
I mean the grade thing.
Right.
Because back then when I was playing AAU, everybody, when you was in high school, everybody played on one team.
Word?
Yes, there was no 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. No, you played high school.
High school. Okay.
Kenny Anderson was playing for Riverside. High school.
That's it.
When he wanted to play with the Gauchos, whatever, Stephon and them, they played high school in 9th grade.
No
17.
15s, no
No,
freshmen.
no,
Right.
no.
Yeah,
No, you was playing ninth grade. You was the best freshman. You was playing high school. You was
he's
playing
playing high
against
school.
other freshmen who was nice. All the
Right.
freshmen couldn't play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go right there.
And that's more money. That's
Right.
more programs you could charge. More
Mm-hmm.
parents you could charge at the door. Right?
Right.
So,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
but listen, man, it's getting to that 3 hour mark. We made 2:45.
That's fire.
More people just jumping in the room. They're all coming in. Team meaningless tournaments that don't help kids. It's just a way to generate revenue. It's a fact. It's a fact. GDNY. Yo, peace, Randy. Appreciate you, brother. Look, at the end of the day, we can stay on here for hours and hours on time, right? But I think we did a great job talking about so many different topics and also coming up with some different solutions. 3D YMBA said teams in meaningless tournaments that don't help kids is just a way of generating revenue. Ooh.
Yeah.
He said Midwest. I remember Derrick Rose, Eric Gordon, Greg Oden, and Mike Conley. Hey.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Tough.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Tough. But listen, bro.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it.
I
Always.
appreciate you. Nah. We gonna do this. We gonna do this.
Yeah.
Soon. We got the member schedule right after or right before the holidays because things get a little crazy.
Yeah.
So, but we'll figure it out.
All right.
You get to tell your whole story, bro, and give these kids a lesson and a blueprint, something that they can follow.
For sure. You
know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yep. I got you.
Zay.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate it, man.
No doubt.
All right, cool.
All right. Well, listen, we're about to get out of here. It's time for me to get something to eat. I appreciate you. Thank you. The whole point was coming on here and clearing the air about Friday's show and getting people understanding of what we were trying to do. The whole point is to keep the conversation going on how we can help these kids. You're not gonna get to hear everything that you like. As long as you have a chance to help a kid and further their way and what they need to be successful. It may be through some people disagreeing with each other. It may be through some people not hearing exactly what they need to hear or want to hear. But as long as we keep the conversations going and we can come to a fine line and meet at a bridge, we can make sure that a kid can cross that bridge and get to where they need to go. So with saying that, I'm about to get out of here. It is a wrap. 2 hours, 47 minutes, and counting. I am your host, Glenpool Harding. You've been watching High School Basketball Weekly with my guests, NYC Prospects, Randy Millard, and ILTD Skills Camp Director, Isaiah Lewis. Yo, Kareem Reed, you owe me, baby. Holla. All right? Peace.